Once again, we're back with another episode of Triple Beam Radio, man. With me in the studio, as always, I have the infamous Los Baby. Say what's happening, Los.
What up, what up? It's your boy, Los Babe, a.k.a. Exceptional Jones to the slab. Y'all know what it is.
Yes, indeed. And also, we have the man behind the scenes, the stick who stirs the drink, the producer extraordinaire, the homie JK. Say what's happening, JK.
Yo.
All right, man. And I want to thank y'all for tuning in with us and joining us, man. Los, man, what's been going on with you, man, before we even get into it, man? How everything been going?
Hey, man, you know me, just hanging around, watching all my beautiful people celebrate their beautiful people. You know, it's been a lot of kids graduate high school, college, stuff like that, man. And I got to tell you, when I see it, it's a beautiful thing, because whatever those kids decide to do next, right, they done that thing. Mm-hmm. They finished it. They got that out the way. They accomplished that, right? And I just think it's worth celebrating, And so I've been happy for everybody, man.
Yeah, let me shout out my oldest because he just walked across that stage, man.
That's right, Rem Skizzle.
Rem,
my main man, Honey Gray.
Yeah, Rem Bodean, man. In the words of the great American poet DJ Khaled, God did, man.
Oh, man.
God did. God did, man. Yeah, man. God did. And also allow me to quote the great American poet Christopher Wallace, a.k.a. the notorious B.I.G. Sky is the limit, man.
For real.
Sky is the
Real
limit.
talk.
Yeah. So, man, congratulations on this. It's a huge accomplishment, man. And just continue. We love you and we're proud. All right.
No doubt about that.
Yeah. And that's to all the graduates out there, man. It's too many to name, but man, if the president and Big Sword had never been a part of your life, if I know you on any kind of level, man, shouts out and congratulations.
Yeah.
This
or not. Hell,
yeah,
if I just happen to see you in passing,
congratulations.
Yes, know somebody that knows somebody that know you, man. Congratulations, man.
It's a huge accomplishment, and don't settle. Continue. Keep on.
Now this next get it and come back with it.
Yeah,
man.
This next phase of your life is just beginning. Keep on. So, hot topics, man. Before we get into the obvious elephant in the room, man, I wanna touch on this real quick. JK Los, this NBA draft, rigged or not?
You want?
Now go ahead.
Do you understand? I mean, have you followed it any?
Well, what I heard or what I saw, right, was that the Dallas Mavericks had maybe a 1.5% chance of getting that pick.
1.8 to be exact.
And they ended up with it, right? It's possible.
I mean, it still was a chance, right?
A very slim one, but a chance.
No doubt it was a chance, but how come that chance comes after you trade away a generational player? You heard
the theory behind it. You heard the conspiracy theory behind it, right? So ratings have been down in the league. So you send Luka to LA to help ratings. They showed that ratings went up.
Okay.
In exchange for you allowing Luka to go to LA, we give you the number 1 draft pick. That's a theory that's going around.
I'm gonna say the Knicks being good brings the ratings up.
It does. It's a
New
large
York.
market. Yeah,
New York.
Definitely a large market.
So how can we look at the league right now and not think that?
I mean,
Here's the thing, though.
And this is what you got to understand about the NBA, I think NFL and all that. When you start digging and you're looking at the paperwork, they're classified as entertainment.
Yeah.
So when you saying it's entertainment, you talk about it's in the same category with WWE and all this other shit.
The problem I have with that is I used to hoop.
Yeah. I'm not saying nothing's rigged.
And it's really, really, man, making and missing.
No, not that part. Not that. I don't think you have.
So, I mean, I could definitely see somebody behind pulling strings to set the stage for stuff, right?
That's possible. That's possible. But I think actually on the court, I mean, the most you can do on the court, I mean, you can miss, but you can't control makes.
Can't control makes.
right? Refs can influence a game.
They do. More regularly now, I believe, than I have seen in my lifetime. Yeah. But it might just be because I'm looking more closely, too.
I think so.
Right? Because there seems to be more questionable calls going on to me now. But I'm old. So my mind tells me I'm scrutinizing everything more heavily now just because I'm old.
Let me ask you about this question that had this call when we was kids. When you was older than me, because you're much older than me, right?
Wow, fam. Wow. See, this shit I be talking about, man.
88 finals.
You know?
88 finals.
All right.
Detroit versus Lakers. That phantom foul on Kareem at the end of the game.
I mean, look. This is the thing. Real talk, right? That phantom foul on Kareem. What was it? 2010 finals.
Uh-huh.
Right? KD, turnaround, baseline jumper. LeBron clearly
No, 2012.
2012.
2012.
Clearly fouls him,
Yeah.
right? Scraped him across the arm and the thigh.
Yeah.
No call.
Yeah.
Did they not call it to help LeBron and them, or did they just miss it?
Yeah.
I mean,
because that does happen too, right?
Right. These guys, listen, I was watching a clip the other day of East Lansing versus Sexton, right? Two high school teams out of Michigan. Game's really close. It's like 65-68 or something. Little kid come down from Sexton, hits a beautiful J. Boom, 3. Ties it up at, no, it was like 68-60. Yeah, it was 68-68. Little kid comes down, hits a beautiful little mid-range J. Bam, 70-68. It's like maybe a minute left, right? Kid comes down, they dribbling. He got 2 kids running at him after the ball. Now, the people who are filming are in the stands. They got a bird's eye view of the play. Kid right in front of him. He tried to spin off. The ball clearly goes off his knee out of bounds. But while he's spinning, the other 2 kids reaching at the ball. From the angle we seeing it, because we seeing from the cameraman's angle, he got a front view of them. Ball clearly went off the dribble.
But the ref
right?
don't have that angle.
But the ref was actually behind it.
Mm-hmm.
So the ref thought, called it out on East Lansing, right?
Something like that.
So but everybody in them stands right there watching. Swore to God, the ref rigged the game. He was cheating. But they inbound the ball. Kid hits a beautiful 3. Boom, go up 71-70. Now it's like 2.2 seconds left in the game. They all pissed off. Everybody screaming it's rigged and, man, it's fucked up. They robbed that boy. They robbed them kids and blah, blah, blah. East Lansing take the ball out. Kid takes 1 dribble and heaves that whole 80 feet, nothing but net.
Ball don't lie.
Win the game.
Ball don't lie, huh?
Everybody quiet now. No, it was rigged a minute ago. Right? You know what I mean? So it's like...
But dude ain't do like on the commercial. Remember that commercial? Really? The basketball dude say, Coach, I touched it. Boy, ain't do that.
But bro, these refs, this nigga...
Well, they human, right?
There's a garbage man by day, right? He a finance exec. He a fucking accountant. He getting paid
not their full-time job.
$15. Yeah. He gonna miss some shit.
Yeah.
So,
no, but we
I don't
talking
know.
about.
But the draft...
Yes, that's what we talk about.
I think it's absolutely possible that they set
Because then
it up
did you see the comments that Kevin Love and LeBron both had made on Twitter right after the Dallas? They both was like, come on, this shit rigged, right?
Wait.
They the ones talk. I know they ain't talking.
Well, no, LeBron said it was rigged for him in Cleveland. You ain't see that on that interview?
They tweeted that?
Yeah, they tweeted that. Yeah. They both was like, come on. LeBron was on that on that talk show, that sports. Was it McAfee? Did he go on after he got into it with Stephen A?
Yeah.
He talked about, and I guess LeBron just not giving a fuck right now because he on his way out, right? He was like, man, come on now. He say Cleveland get the first pick, and that's basically the hometown. He even said, he alluded to the NBA draft was rigged for him.
Here's what I would have asked him though: would you have gone anywhere else you had been drafted? Because I believe the definitive answer is yes.
Yeah.
So what are you talking about?
I think.
You remember the theory about the first draft with Patrick Ewing with the cold envelope?
The cold envelope.
Right, because it wasn't lottery balls back then. It was envelopes in the You know, draft has evolved over the years. So they saying that they gave the conspiracy theories about the one that was the 85 draft. With Patrick Ewing was that they had frozen the envelope for the Knicks, so when David Stern stuck his hand in there, he knew which one to grab.
Man, listen. Here's what I think.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man. I'm just saying that's the conspiracy.
I think people got a lot of damn time on their hands.
That's a cold motherfucking conspiracy.
Let me ask you this.
Unintended.
Oh.
That's cold. That's cold. That's cold.
Yeah, I got
And the
it.
thing is, it's plausible, right?
That's my whole
It's
thing about
plausible.
that. Because I'm not a huge conspiracy guy, but that could sound believable though, fam.
And see, I am.
You know what I mean?
I am a huge conspiracy guy. And I think what's going on right now is that if LeBron, Kevin Love, all these people are tweeting about it, just like they have.
But that draws ratings too.
Yeah.
It draws conversation, it
Yeah.
draws hits. Yeah.
Yeah, like.
But are they tweeting about it because it's real, or
No.
are they tweeting about it because they don't like it?
No, they tweeting about it because it's not real. It's not real.
Yeah.
Because it would probably be some consequences if that shit was real and they exposed it
Most
like that.
definitely.
What would be the consequences?
I don't
What
know.
could you do?
I don't know, man. I mean, you'd probably let some dirt out on them or something.
And LeBron's been clean for.
You get what I'm saying? Like, because you can't really do nothing else, but you probably something. Because this is the
They've
thing,
been clean. And I mean,
and that's the thing. Like, and whether he
Has
has
he
done
really
some,
been clean?
right?
right, I guess
It's been covered up. If he hasn't been clean, it's been covered up.
in this day and age,
which
it's
they
very
done-
difficult
no,
for me to cover
well,
shit
not
up.
now. I'm
I
talking
was
about
gonna say, like, how
in the past, because there's been rumors about shit in the past, right?
But I mean, we talking about, I mean, we've been in that guy's lived his entire career in the internet age.
Yeah, but it
So-
wasn't as much exposure,
No, not as much, but
right?
you don't think somebody would say something by now?
They have.
No, I'm talking about a lot of shit.
Oh,
A lot of
okay,
people.
okay, yeah, I got you. I'm about to say they have. said
Because I
some
mean,
shit.
what do they say?
I don't know.
You
I
know,
can't,
like-
I ain't no dirty Mac. I can't. I can't hate on the brother.
You ain't no dirty Mac.
Talk to man, but it's been some rumors about certain shit. You know what I mean?
I mean, what, like him fucking around on his wife or something like that?
That
Kinda
kind
shit?
that kind of shit has been alleged.
But it's like, I gotta say it. Man, them women ain't finna keep their mouth shut about fucking with no LeBron James, man.
yeah,
You know?
but
If they got evidence, man, they been exposing that shit, man. They finna, they
but you know,
trying
because
to
it's like
be baking the podcast rounds and get
you
money.
remember
and
the
do
rumor-
a memoir. And, you know?
it's like you remember the rumor about in the '90s about MJ, about the first retirement.
Yeah, about the gambling shit and all of
but
that.
you see, but you the superstar. The league gotta cover that up because then the league takes a big hit for that.
This the problem I have, even with that though.
But it was so
Right.
easy to cover it up back then.
It was.
But we in 2025 now,
And it's
and
not.
it never came back up. Somebody would have brought that back up and exposed it for some money.
Unless
And
all-
that's why, you know, like if you look at some of the shit that's actually been covered up, right? That we know it's been covered up because it later got uncovered, right? You got two people in 2020, I think it was, who were more or less, they were basically exonerated in the assassination of Malcolm X
yeah, them two
because
brothers.
of a Freedom of Information Act request, and his memo's been out there since the 60s, right?
But what was the ref?
Didn't change anything.
Was it Donahue?
Tim Donahue, yeah. That was gambling on basketball, yeah. But all of that shit was sour grapes
Because what happened to him? Why did he
You know?
blow the whistle?
because he got busted gambling. And then it's all of a sudden, well, I ain't the only one that be gambling. And you know what I mean?
That whole,
This is
that whole
Jose
shit.
Canseco
That whole shit,
and
man.
and the Balco Laboratory steroid thing, right?
Boy, hey man, that
You
is some
jammed
whole
up, so
shit.
you gonna jam everybody else up,
But
you
that
know?
is that is the epitome.
And you just you give the people
That is
some
textbook
names.
whole shit.
Them names ain't good enough for them, so you just
Yeah.
start throwing some other shit out there now. Now it's, you know,
Yeah, that's-
and I mean right now today, bro, Barry Bonds has never failed a dope test,
No,
but everybody swear to God Barry Bonds was on steroids,
right.
but he never failed a dope
did-
test.
What happened with him? Did the dude, the man who was over Balco, was that content guy? Did he give his name up or something?
Well, everybody knew Barry had rehabbed that.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Canseco
Gave everybody.
Gave everybody's name up. So when they talked to Barry, Barry said they asked him if he took steroids. I don't know what the hell they was giving me.
Right.
I'm rehabbing.
Right.
This is what the guy told me. He gave me this. He called it this. He gave me this. He called it the clear. I don't know. I know that I was being tested by the league,
And I
you
never
know,
failed.
on a random basis, and I never dirtied.
Right.
So what are we talking about? And it's like Roger Clemens got jammed up heavy because he lied.
Who else lied? It was somebody else's.
Crazy man, another pitcher. What the hell his name was?
Was it the
Damn it, I can't remember the pitcher's name.
Sosa? Because remember they had Sosa, McGuire. They had all of them in front of Congress that time.
Yeah. That's, Clemens was in there.
Who else though? Because Barry wasn't up there for that.
Damn it, I can't remember the guy's name.
That Rodriguez, huh? No, was it Palmero? Was it Rafael Palmero?
I don't remember the name.
Okay.
I know they had a catcher, Hispanic guy.
Wasn't
but
Piazza.
I don't think so. No, because he was a hitter, but he wasn't.
Right.
But this guy, whoever they had, he wasn't a monster hitter like that. But it was one of those deals where I feel like, and this is going to segue, right, into the next topic, because I feel like what happens is when somebody decides, they start developing, creating, and pushing a narrative. They get everybody on their team before they ever have to present any scintilla of evidence.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what happened with Barry. Because in the end of it all, there's absolutely nothing to suggest a positive doping charge against Barry.
He never failed the test.
Except every person that you ever talked to was like, man, I'm saying though, man, Barry head got big and he gained weight. Man, stop it. The man gained weight, man.
Yeah, they
His
speaking of
head
gambling,
got
did
bigger
you see
and
that
all that.
Pete Rose just got reinstated?
Yeah. And that should have happened 30 years ago, man.
After he died.
Quiet as it's kept. That should have happened 30 years ago.
You don't even get to see it.
Because y'all, and that's another one of them things, right? You ban this dude for life for gambling. But he ain't never bet against his team.
No.
He gambled on his own games that they would win.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's confidence.
Mm-hmm.
That ain't rigging the damn bet. That's confidence.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't betting on a spread. He betting win or lose here.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna tell me them people don't know Ohtani was gambling? His assistant got hundreds of thousands of dollars to bet on fucking baseball games, and he ain't got no involvement?
Yeah.
It's bullshit. But they cash cow now, so don't nobody want to speak on it.
Oh, he's been
They
accused
let it
of some
ride.
shit too?
Who?
Ohtani?
Oh, his assistant
I didn't know
got
that.
caught gambling hundreds of thousands of
I didn't know
dollars in
that.
debt.
I didn't know. This is my first time. This is my first time hearing that.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt, man.
Okay.
And the deal is, his translator, not assistant, his translator. Dude was hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt, man.
Okay.
And Ohtani was bailing him out.
Okay.
But y'all gonna tell me he didn't know the boy was gambling? That wasn't his bets?
Right.
You know, like, come on, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
see,
they
this is my first
quietly
time.
washed it
Okay.
because he the face of the damn league right now.
Okay.
So, you know, I just think they create a narrative based on what they want to say, and they start pushing that out there before they start even talking about evidence. And they get everybody going, and everybody more or less believes them. And then when it's time to show evidence, you ain't got to show much of nothing.
Okay,
because
so
we already believe
and
it.
since we talking about narratives being pushed and evidence being shown, let's segue into the hot topic.
I'm saying.
in the just in fucking United States right now, man. This is being plastered all over social media. It's a hot topic everybody's talking about. We're talking about the Sean Diddy Combs versus the Cassie Ventura. Now, can anybody give me a rundown real quick? What exactly are Puff's charges right now? What is he being charged with?
So my understanding, he's being charged with racketeering,
Getting hit with a RICO. Right.
sex trafficking for the purposes of exploitation, sexual abuse, and I can't remember what the other charge, but I want to say there's 4 or 5 counts right now, right? The problem that I have is this seems really heavy, but I don't think it is. I think this is the light version.
It's gonna get worse.
I think it can, and I think there's a weight. If this goes, then it's fine. If it doesn't go, we got some other stuff in the chamber, right? Is the way I think. And I could be wrong, but that's the way it appears to me because, again, and I know I said this before we got on air, right? But there hasn't been a single other named celebrity in this case so far.
And you think that's what they got in the bag?
This whole conversation started about these white parties and all these quote-unquote freak-offs, right? They didn't say freak-offs with him, Cassie, and one other person. They was acting like
it was
there
big
were
orgies or something going on.
right. And now all of these people that they had who were supposed to be witnesses were always bringing up Puffy and this other unnamed celebrity. Puffy and an unnamed, and now ain't no other names being mentioned at all. And we 5 days in
Yeah, 4 or 5 days
to the
in.
trial.
And it's supposed to be an 8 week trial.
Yeah. So there's potential for some other stuff to come out, but it hasn't as of yet.
Right. With the RICO, you had people asking about, they talking about it's a one-man RICO, but from my understanding, under the federal system, because number one, he has unindicted co-conspirators.
I'm sure.
So that's how the RICO charge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And this is, bro, this is a game they play
Yeah.
with people's lives because
Absolutely.
they can.
Right.
And it's wild, but it's like they're legitimate victims here, right? I'm sure of that. They're legitimate victims here.
Yes.
Whether Cassie is as much a victim as she is making herself out to be, I think is left to be determined. But that she's a victim, I don't think can really be questioned at this point.
Right.
I think there's more to her. There are more layers to her.
She's a human being.
Right? Yeah. There's more to her in this whole situation than is being played out.
Right.
But I mean, we can't unsee this video of this dude beating this woman. Like, he did that, even if that was the only time he did it. That's bad enough.
Right.
But he's not on trial
for DV.
No.
He's not on trial for domestic abuse.
He's not.
For domestic violence. I do believe, man, and again, I'm not a lawyer. I'm a podcaster. I do believe that the trafficking charges will stick, just on the outside looking in, because the trafficking is such a broad charge. We've discussed that on a previous podcast before.
Right.
And that's for the people out there. Trafficking is something as simple as you get a breezy to come from somewhere else to come visit you. You handle a little cash and y'all do the thing.
Or you take her to dinner.
Take her to dinner and y'all do y'all thing.
Y'all do the thing.
Do y'all thing.
You introduce her to somebody else. She
And they
like
do
him
they
and they
thing.
do their thing.
Right.
You
That's
just
traffic.
trafficked her.
That's trafficking.
All that's needed is buyer's remorse on her part.
Yeah, that's trafficking. So, like,
It's unfortunate, but I've said this before.
That's a very high percentage of motherfuckers walking around has done that.
I need people to think about what he just said and then replay it like,
Yeah.
damn.
Play your life out.
Yeah.
You've done it.
Because look here, and this is just all hypothetical. I fly Breezy in from Vegas. I gotta go to work. So I say, here, baby, here $500. You go shopping while I'm at work. I get off at such and such time. I get off. I cleans up. I go get her. She done went shopping for the day. We go out to eat. We come back. I slide. Next day, too, I sit on by the way. I just trafficked.
If y'all not in a relationship,
If
you
we're not in a
absolutely
relationship,
did.
I just trafficked, man.
And
You
all
absolutely
she needs
did.
to do is not like the
And like he said, have buyer's
Right.
remorse.
Call you back a couple of months later and say, hey,
And
look,
I give her the
need
negative then.
$1,000, and you say no.
Yeah, I say, fuck you. I ain't got no $1,000 for you, man.
I didn't really want to do
Everything
that.
we did was transactional.
And all she's got to say is, look, he flew me over there.
Yeah.
He gave me some money. I didn't really want to do it, but, I didn't feel like I had a choice.
Yeah.
And so basically, Diddy has flown out these escorts from Miami, excuse me, Los Angeles, New York, to some spot, sexual favors, paid them.
And the thing is, and people are saying that
That's part of the conversation.
he
yes.
didn't, and part of this conversation I've always been hearing is he didn't directly pay them. It was
Most of the time he did not.
Cassie was middleman and all that. But if she
And
says
she admitted to some of that.
I was
based
doing
on,
it under his direct orders,
stuff that I read, she admitted to being the one. But
if she was doing it under his direct orders,
in my opinion, it got flaky.
Right.
Because
They gotta prove that it was his direct orders.
the other piece, I don't think they necessarily even have to prove that. If they can believe that she felt that
if she
or
didn't
any
do it.
reasonable person in her circumstances felt that she had to.
Well, we got the
You know what I mean?
of him beating up.
Right. So she under duress. The statute would still apply, in my opinion. My issue is when the defense attorney, and this transcript could have been a lie. I'm reading this stuff off the internet, and everybody know how the internet do its business, right? People be lying, right? But the way it read is that the guy was asking her, based on these text messages, you said that you would reach out to this person because you were comfortable with them. She said, yes, I did.
So the defense attorney.
You paid him. She said, yes, I did. To make it seem like it was her idea, more or less. That she was doing that because she believed it would please her man.
That's the only way.
And if that's true, then this is the thing. That won't necessarily save him. That'll save him from her. But there are other people that's saying it. Will it save him from them? That's why I think he cooked. Because it ain't just, if it's just a him versus her, then he got action. But them people ain't bringing these level of charges in this kind of case on one person's word.
Like I said, because we got to remember, it's just day 4 or 5 in an 8-week trial.
I don't see no way they doing that on just her word.
Well,
you know, so
before they had 300 or so people or whatever
filing themselves for civil suits and shit, right?
But that dwindled down.
Yeah. A lot of people done fell off. Yeah, a lot of people done fell off. So, and a lot of those are up where the defense did their job, right? You go find holes in these people's stuff. You find out that they lying. You let them know that they've been exposed and they get out the way, right? A lot of that happened. Same kind of stuff was happening with the Deshaun Watson thing, right? He had up to 70 accusers at one point. And then a bunch of them just, you ain't ever even been to Houston. You lying. You know, so they got out the car, right? Type shit. And I think a lot of that's going on here, too, because you got plenty of people
gonna pile on.
who said, well, this dude, she asked for $30 million in a civil suit.
Yeah.
And she settled for an undisclosed sum, which everybody believes was like $10 million or something.
Yeah, so they said, shit, so, man, I can make an accusation, go get $500,000.
You ask for a loaf of bread, maybe you get a slice, right? Yeah. I don't know. But I think it's a whole bunch of more people that should be being talked about that are not.
Before we continue, I'm about to throw a wrench.
Okay.
In the plans.
That's what we here for.
Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp.
My
white girl.
My chili. Oh, my Philly.
The white girl. Offered the white girl $10 million.
That was his offer.
His offer.
That was his offer.
He said that.
Now.
He admitted to that?
Yes.
And she turned it down.
She turned it down. When Jay-Z and Diddy got caught up.
Yeah, with that one accusation.
Wasn't no settlement.
Right.
Jay-Z took it all away.
Then ended up suing, I think
Tony Busby.
The attorney or whatever?
Yeah, Tony Busby.
So my question is, if you're innocent, you take the Jay-Z route, what he did, right? And
that costs a lot of money.
And if you're guilty.
If you Jay-Z, you take the Jay-Z route.
So
everybody ain't Jay-Z.
But Shannon Sharp don't have that type of money?
Shit, nah. I don't believe so.
Nah.
Not only does he not have that type of money, because that kind of thing ain't just about money. It's more about influence, I believe.
Yeah.
Because this is the thing that a lot of people don't know. And because I saw a bunch of people talking on the internet, and they really don't know. Tony Busby is a really high-powered attorney who has been in business for a very long time.
You see, they was trying to call him an ambulance chaser.
That dude absolutely knows what he's doing.
Right.
Tony Busby got a fleet of luxury cars in H-Town, man. He ain't no flake. This ain't no clown who just came out the closet and said, I want to try to get some money off some rapper.
He been doing this shit.
This guy's been doing this for a very long time. Tony Busby ran for mayor a few times. Right? He ain't won, but he be running. This guy's a very prominent attorney. He ain't no clown. That's why the Jay-Z suit against Tony Busby was just to get him to stop talking. Because Tony Busby's been doing this thing long enough to know exactly what he could say and what he couldn't say. He didn't overstep anything because Tony Busby's his whole hook is, if I'm lying behind my client. But basically, I believed her story.
Yeah.
Right?
And so that's why he's not.
I can't be at
a
fault
lawyer
for
don't never be
believing her
held
story.
accountable for a bullshit lawsuit.
Yeah, I believe in her story. I can't be. Gloria Allred fell into the same situation when the young ladies were making the accusations about the senator in Alabama that Trump was going to nominate. Trump was backing the guy, right? He was running, and all these young girls came out and was saying, hey, I was dealing with this guy when I was in high school, and he was like 30 years old or whatever. He was a district attorney at the time. He admitted to it. His admission was, yeah, but I had their parents' consent. So, what are we talking about? Well, Gloria Allred had a client who, so say, had him signing in a yearbook and all of this
I
other
remember
kind,
that shit.
and that shit was fake.
Yeah, I remember that. Because the girls are supposed to be, 15, 16
Yeah,
years old or something
but
like
the
that?
shit, it was fake.
Yeah.
So when they found out it was fake, they tried to go after Gloria Allred. Gloria Allred said, hey, man, the lady brought this shit to me. I believed her.
But I'm going to tell you.
He admitted to fucking with young girls. He just said he had their parents' consent. So.
No, well, I'm going to tell you what the saddest part about that was. I'm going to tell you the saddest part about that. They still had that.
Yes.
What was that senator's, what was his name again?
Roy, what the hell his name was? I don't want to, I hate
His
looking at my damn
supporters
phone when we in here.
Came out in droves and motherfuckers started talking. Well, they did. I don't have no problem with that. They did that when I was in school.
They
had
said it.
25, 30-year-old guys messing with girls in high school.
They said it. This is the thing. They were not lying.
No, they wasn't lying.
They wasn't lying because a long time ago, that's kind of the way it was, right? Especially
Hey, fam,
when you look at
we old enough to remember them
World
old heads.
War One.
Old heads
right?
coming up to the high school. We remember
World
that.
War One.
Yeah.
But that's hook shit, right?
Yeah.
This, I'm talking about widely, right? World War One, World War Two, Korea, Vietnam. Here you are, right? You're 18 years old. You're going off to war. Bam. People draft you into the United States military. You go to Korea, you over there fighting in that conflict for 4 years. You come back from that motherfucker, you 22 years old. You might have another tour you got to go do, right? But you've been liking this little girl. She's 16. You 22. But her parents doing bad. It's wartime. This a mouth they ain't got to feed if they marry her off to you.
And,
People did that shit every day. Yeah. And nobody blinked.
I mean, you look,
You
look historically, it's always been an older man with a younger woman, right?
Well, I mean, don't nobody say nothing about the older women with a younger man.
No, they don't.
The dude, the white dude, the dude that played Craven the Hunter. What's his name? The cat that played Craven the Hunter. He like 32. His wife like 58.
No. And what's her name? Cher. Cher got her a young dude.
Madonna.
Madonna got her a young dude. Cher got her a young dude.
But the little dude who played Craven the Hunter, he like 32. His wife 58, man.
But it's a difference.
But she somehow powered Hollywood producer. Ain't nobody tripping.
Adults.
I agree with that.
Yeah. It's a difference.
What's an adult, man? Because this is the thing, and I gotta say this. Because women all the time go off on men about how they more mature than us. And how women mature faster than men. How then will you say that a 19-year-old woman is a little girl, but a 19-year-old man isn't? He a man. He ain't no little girl, he 19. If she 19, she a little girl, and this dude 30. She a little girl and he a pedophile. If this dude 19, he a grown man, he know what he doing. Dave Chappelle brought this up a long time ago when he said, how old is 15 really?
Yeah, I remember that.
Because legit, you think anybody on this planet,
Because they say
anybody,
it was old enough to know you don't want to get
anybody,
pissed off.
like for real. But on the Shining Sharp shit, for real. Do you think anybody on this fucking planet will give a fuck about how you was handled by some woman when you was 19?
Not even younger than that.
No fucking way. They'll say that's a grown-ass man. He know what he doing.
Not even younger than that.
But this grown-ass woman who's supposed to have matured much more quickly than us don't know what she doing?
No, not even. I mean, I'm older now, and I look back at it, and I think it's all wrong. But as a youngster, 16,
think what's all wrong?
16, 17, I'm talking about kids under 16, 17-year-old dude messing with an older broad. I didn't think nothing of that back then.
No.
I don't think it's cool now. It's wrong now. It's illegal now, actually. You know what I'm saying?
When you see these teachers,
I'm finna say the only ones that's getting caught is the teachers.
when
It's
you see
illegal,
these teachers
man.
getting jammed up, and this is the thing,
It's illegal.
say the ones getting caught. Let's talk about the ones going to prison. Because it's just the dudes. These chicks is getting probation, man. And they 30 fucking with 13-year-olds.
Say, fam, I seen some shit, an article the other day. It wasn't,
Because don't nobody think we a victim.
she was letting them cats like train her. She was letting them cats run her. 14, 15-year-old cats, man. She is in her 30s, a white school teacher. Right?
Wildin'.
Buying them weed. You know what I mean?
Man, what is wrong with you? If you out there somewhere, man, what the hell is wrong with you? But ain't nobody in America viewing them children as victims, man. Not no little boys.
I do
Every
now.
man in the comments gonna be saying where this bitch was when I was in school.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. But when I take
I
when I
bet they
take my
had a good
clown
old
mask off and I
time,
stop
right?
laughing,
And
that child is a victim, man.
Do you believe he is scarred
Yeah.
as a result?
Yep.
oh, no doubt. But
Yep.
What's wrong with him?
Yep.
he's definitely gonna be scarred. And he's definitely
Yep.
we'll never know.
And that's, you're right. We'll never know.
Yeah, I
but
do.
you know why we'll never know?
Because men don't show they scars.
But even if we tried, nobody gives a
Nobody
fuck.
cares.
Nobody cares, man. That's wild
Nobody
too, but
cares.
Male trauma is we laugh at that.
we do. Man, look, if that's the case, if that's truly the case, then everybody's scarred.
We are.
Everybody fucked up, right? So
We are.
what are we really doing here? Are we actually fixing anything, right? By playing this out?
It's just that
Or it's just or
Some
is it just
people-
punitive?
some people can go about life and hide their scars or function with their scars.
Because this the thing, man.
I can agree.
You
with
know
that.
how many it's what gets talked about a lot is girls being touched and abused, right? Family members and shit like that. But it's a bunch of young men that shit didn't happen
Like
to
for
as
real?
well.
They'll never tell you.
Right.
No.
They'll never say.
And even if they do, like I say, nobody
Nobody cares.
people think it's funny.
Nobody cares.
Right.
Or they think he won. They think he hit a lick, right?
Right.
He'll be ridiculed,
Good for him
all
type
that,
shit,
and
right?
Yeah.
If it's by a woman, it's good for him.
Oh yeah.
If it's by a man, bro, people, Hassan Campbell has been shamed for years for
Because of his
saying he was
relationship
raped by African Bambaataa
with African Bambaataa.
when he was a child.
Mm-hmm.
Motherfuckers talk about him now like he wanted that to happen, or like he's some kind of hoe ass nigga because a grown man took advantage of him when he was 14.
That should say
That's
something-
crazy, but it's like
that should say something about.
that's your diss on this guy.
Oh man, I seen one
You know
cat
what I
talk about you kept going back. You wanted that shit.
Like for real.
Yeah, I remember one cat
But
said
that's
that.
the same kind of people who say Cassie should have just left. She kept going back, and it's like, bro,
Man,
I don't know about all that.
leaving domestic violence ain't that fucking. I mean,
And at the end of it all, we saw
it ain't that easy.
what it looked like
When she
when
tried to
she
leave.
was leaving.
Yeah.
Whether she was taking his phone to try and go show it to somebody, or she didn't have, because I didn't see nothing in her hand on the video that I can recall like that. He didn't appear to do anything but whip the girl.
Yeah, it ain't that easy.
So if this what she get when she try to get on, how many of these she supposed to take?
Because it is one of
You
the
know?
things. Like, bitch, you leave me, I'm gonna kill you. Right?
Man,
And how many of them really believe that shit? Because how many motherfuckers really would though? Because you see shit all the time.
Man, I'm telling you, my classmate, I can't say what I want to say because I was cool with his brothers and we got some really cool mutual friends. But that dude sat in my face one day. We were talking about this woman that he was currently dating, and he said, if I ever catch her fucking around on me, I'm going to kill that hoe. And I looked at that dude, and I told my buddy, I don't fuck with him no more. Because I believed him. A few months later, he killed her because he thought she was fucking around.
Yeah. And
it's just one of them things, man. So why wouldn't that work on a woman?
it absolutely
Because
does.
most women I know a woman who's been through some level of abuse, right?
More than not.
So if this, and we ain't talking about no Joe Public nigga here. We talking about a guy with hundreds of millions of dollars.
And with mad influence.
Right? So
Who
if he
you
said, and you've been with this dude,
Yeah.
you probably done seen him put in other work.
Yeah. Hey, because
Right?
what he got accused of blowing up old boy car. Kid Cudi, right? His accusations on him with other shit that people ain't hear no more, right? She knows this.
And she's literally been there when he done went off before. So
Like, so getting up and leave ain't as easy as people trying to make it seem here,
there's
right?
that. My bigger issue, and I'm not even gonna say issue, because I ain't got no issue with that woman really. My questions, I guess is the best way I could put them. My questions arose because one of the things that I believe has clearly been brought to light is that her current husband was not aware of the extent of what was going on.
Probably was aware, but
Right.
like you said,
Not
probably
details.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when, and that's, again, these
No,
are
no,
questions that I have.
It'd be hard
When
to
was
know the
he
details.
made aware?
Probably in
Did
court.
she
huh?
tell him when they started talking?
Probably in court.
Did she tell him when they decided to start dating? Did she tell him when they got engaged? Did she tell him when she got pregnant? When they got married?
She told
You
him,
know?
hey, there's going to be some things going here that's going to be probably upsetting, and that's probably the extent.
She had to tell him more than that before that because she just filed a $30 million lawsuit on this man.
That's probably what she told. Maybe. Like, hey, if we go to court, there's going to be some things you're going to hear. Be upset.
But probably
but-
let that lay kind of like,
But I
just,
think
it's some ugly shit and
Yeah.
left it alone from me.
because I do think because he was employed by Diddy, he was aware of some things, but not to that extent. Because they said if he got out of court and had to walk out and gather himself,
But that goes to my other point a
Yeah.
minute ago. Because how he gonna be aware and all these other people not? Because a lot of people that been around this dude for a lot
all
of
know.
years, where they names at?
I think the freak offs was just her and him and just some escorts. The way they.
That's the way they framing it now. But that's not the way they were framing it when they filed these charges on him.
because they was acting like
That's
the
the way
white
they
parties.
framing it
It was
now.
going down at the white parties. They like they would have separate rooms and shit like that.
That's why I said earlier that they start off with the idea and they build that narrative and they put that shit out in the universe
That's what I'm saying.
before they ever have to present evidence. Now it's evidence time and all they got is her.
You got hundreds of pictures of Diddy at parties with
Yeah.
other
Everybody
Hey,
was
man.
at one Diddy party
because
or
that
another.
was the popping place to be,
Everybody,
fam.
bro.
So
Because look here, I mean, it's just on the cool, man. Back in the 2000s when Bodean was moving and shaking, if I got
Man,
invited
fuck
to
that. That nigga throw a white party tomorrow. I'm going to that
I've been
bitch.
at the white party, baby. It's no ifs, ands, or
I'm
buts,
a grown
man.
ass man. I
In
ain't
the
got to do a
2000s,
motherfucking
man.
thing
I
over
don't
there.
party no more.
Shit.
You know what I mean? But I'd have been there in the 2000s.
I'm going to a white party. Did it throw a white party tomorrow? I'm showing up. That nigga invite me to the white
Yeah.
party. Yeah, I'm going to come through there.
Yeah.
I'm going to call my wife like I call her while I'm at every party and say, these niggas is ill. You ain't going to believe the wild shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm going.
Yeah.
Why
That
not?
that was the spot to be. That was
Ain't
the spot
nobody
to
make
be.
me do a motherfucking thing.
It was like
and you know,
it was one of them
so,
exclusive things, bro.
but that's what people are looking at. Oh,
Yeah.
look who's at this party, who's at this party, need to get caught up. They just assume, oh, it's gonna be a bunch of celebrities.
But now, when the conversations get real, all these people that disappeared. Is that their influence at Plato? Because a lot of those people are more powerful than him.
Let's not forget about.
You know, so how much of that is they influence saying, hey, leave me out of this shit?
Let's not forget about the LA fires that burnt down a majority of, well, a lot of celebrities' homes. I'm just putting that tinfoil hat on.
The potential for a lot of evidence to go up in smoke.
Evidence no more.
Wow. That's, you know, you took a leap right there and connected a dot cross country that I had not even considered. That's
my first time even hearing that.
Yeah, I like that though. I hadn't thought about it, but it did.
For real.
It did.
For real.
And
I've never heard that. That's
As soon as that happened, Diddy trials, Diddy got picked up, all that, boom, out of nowhere. And let's
these
put it on
motherfucking files.
these 3 Mexican kids that threw a cigarette out the window. Get the fuck out of here.
No, I think that was the Eaton one. That was just one of them, right? That they jammed the Mexicans up about. The other one they don't have an origin for it yet. The Palisades, the one that burnt up most of the celebrity homes.
but then I'm just
But
gonna
like
tell
for
you.
real,
But I'm
though,
just gonna tell you though
all of a sudden you can't find no water.
that if you ever been to Cali in the summertime,
Man, oh man.
that story they gave about the cigarette going out the window is believable.
Well, absolutely.
Yeah,
Right? Absolutely.
Yeah, that's very.
you know,
if you ever
but-
see how dry that climate
Yeah.
is, dude,
The
it
other
don't
piece
take
is
much.
they are constantly conserving water there.
Right.
Right? So the ground is doubly dry. But shit make a little more sense than I care to admit right now.
And
I had not thought about it.
That's my
Let's
first
do
time.
it.
JK.
Let's do it while the Olympics is on, so they don't have to be super focused on that.
And people won't be able to necessarily or won't rush to connect those dots. Because again, I never
You got me thinking
thought
about this
about
shit,
that.
man.
I'm
you
just
know,
saying, bro.
I've never. This is
But-
my first time hearing this conspiracy.
I
JK.
just really feel like it's strange though
Very.
that they had all of these names early,
Yeah.
and then now it's just Diddy sitting in court alone, and he was all alone in the world, and it's just him, Cassie, and some random escort off of Craigslist, and that's the case in the crux.
But again, we go back to what we said originally. The trafficking is definitely a charge that's gonna probably stick.
Most likely.
They're gonna hit him with that Mann Act from 1910 that they hit Jack Johnson with back in the day. With
They
across.
can't do that with her though because she traveled voluntarily.
But what about the
He didn't bring her.
But the escorts
the
he
escort?
flew
What
in
about the
Right.
escorts he flying in?
from
No,
Miami.
that's
from-
escorts she flew in. You
That's
can't
what I-
attach that to
that's
him,
what I keep
even
saying.
under his authority.
I'm about
It's
to
her
say under
money.
his authority.
And I think somebody on Facebook said that she has the potential to be in a lot of trouble here as
Does
well.
she have immunity?
Which is true, unless they gave her immunity for anything
I didn't even
that
think
she
about
said.
that.
Right?
I figure she has immunity.
Because she is complicit, right? If
all
they
of
gonna
this.
say he was trafficking these escorts,
Right. I just figured she got immunity.
then she is
telling all
complicit
this,
in
man.
that. If they saying he was trafficking her, that's another conversation. And they didn't have to specify.
I figured
And
she
they
got
have
immunity.
not.
She had to.
I figured she got
So
immunity. Because and again, I thought under his directions and under his authority, I thought he'd be able to get hit with, but you have to be
he
directed.
could,
Okay.
but that ain't necessarily mean it's gonna stick.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, if they can show him wiring her money, the money going from him to her to them,
And that's the case.
then
That's
cool,
It. That's it.
right? But people gotta, again, I ain't trying to throw dirt on this lady, man, because I do absolutely believe she's a victim here.
No doubt.
But I also believe that victims aren't just victims in a vacuum, right? She didn't come to New York bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, and innocent. She
Nah.
was 18 with a 28-year-old,
Yeah, and she knocked him from Kim Porter.
right? And she did so cheating on the 28-year-old producer who introduced her to him.
Mm-hmm. And they say she was all in Kim's face.
So there's a level of
Yeah.
grownish in that behavior that I just don't think, signifies an innocent victim. A victim, absolutely.
I think she got tired of
But
it.
purely innocent, absolutely. I
And
believe
and
she
also,
And that's why I say, look, was she abused? I absolutely believe she was. She a victim here. Because I don't give a damn if she was cool with it for 9 years. When she said no in year 10 and it continued,
and that's
what it is.
That's what cats also got to understand. Regardless of what them text message saying is, yeah, I want to do the free. I can't wait for the next one. Like I say, in a week's plan, if she did 3 freak offs and the 4th one, she was saying no, but they still forced it.
And
That's
even if she was saying, yeah, Daddy, I always want to freak off with you.
All it takes is one no, fam.
Because she felt that was the only thing that would keep her from being abused.
Yeah.
Shit, man.
And you see,
victims of abuse gotta do what they gotta do to survive this shit, right? So it's like
and that's why you got
text
laws.
Messages didn't sell me on nothing.
That's why you got them laws passed about, people who hold positions of power carrying on relationships with their subordinates and shit. It's laws against that kind of shit.
That's what sexual harassment is all about.
Right, it's laws against that shit.
You feel like you gotta do this.
Feel like you
I
have
ain't
to
gotta
do
implicitly say that you do.
Right. But it's laws
But you
against
feel like you do.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Coercion is force, man.
That's what they
you know?
Well, I mean, the
Coercion is force,
definition of, I had looked it up earlier, bro. Trafficking. What is human trafficking? Human trafficking is modern day slavery. It involves the use of force, fraud, or coercion to obtain some type of labor or commercial sex act.
Coercion is a form of force, man. I can manipulate
that's
you
from the Homeland Security
intellectually
website.
Or psychologically, I'm still forcing you.
Yeah.
Because you don't have the mental capacity to tell me no, to fight me out.
Yeah, like I say, so if you hold authority and that's a subordinate.
That's so
broad, ain't it?
But consider that. Think about that, bro. Think about that.
damn.
Because this guy's a music mogul.
It's broad. And she was an up and
It's
coming
not a lot of people he's going to
artist.
be around, right? Right.
She was an aspiring artist.
And she was on his label. Even though originally it was a joint venture deal, right? She on his label. He controlled her future. So
the one that was in that group.
From Danity Kane?
I think she was just a
was she a witness?
Yeah, I think she was a witness to some, because she was one of them who said that she saw him assault Cassie on at least one occasion. She's seen that, right? So I think that's why she was there to just testify to the assault piece.
She couldn't say nothing at the time because
Well,
Diddy was so big.
She was fearful as well.
Yeah, because she said same
thing with the ex-bodyguard, Roger Bonds.
She said, I was scared. They asked, did you try to help her? She said, no.
Yeah, the ex-bodyguard, Roger Bonds, he's coming out. I think he's going to be a witness and testify as well. But he's coming out now.
They ain't talking to Gene Deal. Gene, the people say Gene Deal. The people say Gene, you done already said everything. Gene be going on.
Roger is, he straight up admitted that was like in the beginning, they was like, well, why didn't you say nothing back then? He was like, well, shit, man, you know what? This was my boss. This is who I worked for.
And I mean, more than that, I'm not going to go get another job like this one if I fuck this off. This dude going to put the word on the street.
Yeah.
And everybody that's going to pay me like he paid me, he know him. So, in that kind of business, I imagine discretion is critical to employment. So he got influence there too. But that to me just rolls itself and folds itself back into the idea that nigga cooked, man, because ain't nobody finna believe you. Nobody finna believe, Puffy, that, man, no, I didn't do that. Yeah, you did. Look at your behavior. And they can go back 25 years to snippets of this cat's behavior that says you that type of person. Even if he ain't really.
Hey.
He been in the
making the motherfuckers walk to
enough.
Brooklyn for the cheesecake.
Something as simple as that, though, right? Lends itself to this kind of mentality. Oh, you got a God complex.
Yes.
You finna fit this psychological profile if they want you to fit it, man. That's that narrative I was talking about. You gonna fit it if they want you to fit it. Now, I believe he just fit the motherfucker because he is who he is, right? But like I told y'all before, on this very platform, somebody taught that nigga that.
Who?
He didn't make that shit up. Yeah. This dude ain't made that up, bro. Somebody introduced him to that.
I'm going to tell you.
And ain't nobody trying to say no names. But somebody introduced him to that.
I'm going to also say that kind of behavior, that's some childhood trauma too somewhere.
Man, somebody introduced that dude to that.
And that we might be talking about that from the childhood, that introduction.
I think the money.
I'm just talking about the sexual deviancy and shit like that.
This is what I believe.
I think the money kind of, as he got.
Oh, we said last podcast, it makes you more freaky.
Yeah.
I don't think it makes you more freaky.
Make you become more who you are.
I think it allows you the opportunity to explore more of that freakiness.
Yeah. But I'm telling you, man,
But like for real,
because remember, R. Kelly said the
you
same
walking
shit.
around
Childhood
here,
trauma.
say, man, that's some shit to say after the fact, though.
But we just was
You
talking
walking
about
around this bitch.
men getting sexually abused as kids and not saying nothing.
Correct. But how many of them men walking around thinking about pissing in somebody's mouth?
Because they ain't got the opportunity to do it. You just said
That's like, no,
if they
man.
had the money, they would.
No. Bro,
You don't think so?
Listen, this is what I believe. Because I'm telling y'all, I said this to y'all before. I was brought to a place by a woman. Some friend of hers, she asked me to go over there. I'm like, yeah, I'm cool, whatever, right? Because at the end of the day, I'm 6'4", 210 pounds, and I know how to handle myself. Man, can't nobody make me do a motherfucking thing I don't want to do. I'll go anywhere. Because I'm not tripping, right? So I go over here with this chick, and we go in this place, and it was really some of the strangest shit I've ever seen going on in there. I will not tell you that everything in there disgusted me, because it did not. It was a couple of things I saw, and I was like, what the fuck? I ain't never seen no shit like that before. That's wild, right? It's not something I'm gonna go try to do with my wife, but I'm looking at the shit and I'm like, huh. Oh boy, going off. This is crazy, right? I keep it moving. That lady introduced me to some shit, man. I had never seen or thought about no shit like that before. What the fuck is those oranges for? And this is what I'm asking myself.
I know a couple stories about some oranges too.
Man, when I'm looking at some of this
standing up against the wall.
Like, bro, ain't nobody still ain't ever told me what the fuck that chicken was doing in The Hangover. What the chicken was for, man. The chicken had a function. I don't know what it was, but it had a function, right? So I think when Diddy was coming up in the industry, he was introduced to some very powerful people. They took him to a party similar to the ones that he throws right now. And they introduced him to some shit. And he found his place. And then he started influencing other people into the same. Yeah. So why ain't nobody talking about the motherfucker that turned him on?
Is he saying who it is?
Because if you gonna tell me, when I say Cassie paid the escort, Cassie booked their travel, Cassie picked him. Carlos, that don't mean she not a victim. She was still trafficked. Then Diddy was trafficked too.
Does he say who it is, or is he scared to? You get what I mean?
Saying.
Is he fearful for his life if he drops the name?
He was up and coming in the industry just like she was. You don't think he got the same treatment? It's the same people, right? It's the same people who saying that Diddy this monster. Say somebody walked in the office and Diddy was sucking Clive Davis' dick.
Hey, nobody gives a fuck about male trauma.
I'm just saying though, legit.
Nobody cares about male
Some
trauma.
of these same people say somebody walked in the office and Diddy was sucking Clive Davis' dick.
I heard
and the
that
next
story.
thing you know, he had a $50 million contract.
That is a true story. That is a true
Then
rumor.
he was trafficked just like her. So why is his victimhood not on display here?
It's different.
You know what I
Because he's
mean?
a man.
Is it?
It's different.
Is it really though?
We look at the world.
He wanted what she wanted, man. She wanted to be famous.
But he's the man.
She wanted to be important.
That goes back to, we're not excusing, but it goes back to say nobody cares about male trauma.
Right.
Then let's say that, but let's not say he's not a victim, because he is.
Yeah, nobody gives a fuck.
Let's say we don't
Because
give a fuck
this
about
is
his
the truth.
victimhood.
This is the truth. It's true. You take a woman my age right now, and she says she got fingered at 12 years old and our heart gonna pour out to him, right?
Right.
A young man say he got fingered at 12-year-old, we might clown him.
Yeah, we gonna clown him.
Yeah.
You let a nigga put his finger in your
Yeah,
booty.
you get what I'm saying,
Come on, my nigga. Damn, boy. Man, come on, nigga. Yeah.
And that's where we
Yeah,
at.
that's real. But
Where we at.
I'll say again, does that make that boy any less of a
No,
victim?
it doesn't.
Just because we clowning him.
No, it doesn't.
So-
Matter of fact, we adding to his trauma clowning him.
So if Diddy got the same treatment she got when he came up in the industry, then he the same. Does he get afforded any grace as a result, though? Probably not.
No.
And it's too late.
They finna cook this nigga,
It's
man.
too late. Even if he did,
They
it's too
finna
late to
cook
bring
this
it up.
nigga.
Yeah.
It's too late.
I think
You
so
know?
too.
Too late.
Because
But
you on
most
trial now.
abusers
Too late.
Or
and
have
I
been
think-
abused.
I think
Most
any
abusers have been
SVU
abused.
detective and any psychological trauma expert would say that most abusers have been abused.
Mm-hmm. It's a cycle.
So, but why is it? Because that lady was abusing people, right? Whether at his behest or not. She was getting these guys and doing stuff to them and having them do stuff to her that they were also uncomfortable with, according to some of their witnesses.
Yeah, because what did the one dude said he couldn't even perform after?
After he seen Diddy beat up.
Oh, after he beat her. Okay.
This other dude said that she asked him to do something and he was uncomfortable with it. He told her that he was uncomfortable with it. She told Diddy, hey, the guy's uncomfortable with it. Diddy said, I don't give a fuck. She said, look, he doesn't really, can you just, and the dude was able to end up doing it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So who is that really pushing him? You know what I mean? That's you, baby. That ain't Diddy, that's him. That's her did that. She pushed him. So she victimized that man, right? And it's excusable because she's a victim. But him victimizing her isn't excusable even though he's a victim. Because I promise you, them old men in that industry fucked over Diddy.
But it's
See,
too
they
late.
didn't blow him up on talent, man.
It's too late.
Diddy ain't no producer. He a hype man.
It's
He
too
is.
late. It's too late.
He a good A&R.
It's too late.
And he a hype man. He ain't no producer. He ain't no rapper.
Yeah,
he ain't no singer.
I don't think he's ever touched a drum machine in his life.
Right.
Right.
So what created the mogul?
It's too late.
It is too late. It is too late. But I can still advocate for his victimhood because I really do believe that boy got fucked over, man. I really do believe
So,
that.
and with that being said,
Does it excuse what he's
that's
done?
why I just
No.
gonna ask you.
No, I ain't giving him all that.
Okay. Because
I ain't
that's
giving
you
him
took
all
the
that.
words out of my
Yeah,
mouth.
I ain't giving him all that.
Because
I'm not gonna-
that's the thing, though.
I can't.
That's the
do
thing.
that.
Like we just was talking, and I could.
Because we go around the world with that and nobody would ever be guilty of anything.
Right.
Man.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, so I
that
can't do
same
that.
cat
I-
we were
I
just
can't
talking
do
about,
that.
that 12-year-old boy who got fingered. He can't go around fingering other 12-year-old boys when he get older. You get what I'm saying, bro? So,
Yeah, that ain't going to make it right.
Right.
So I get that part.
right.
I get that part. And I'm not trying to excuse this guy's behavior. I'm saying maybe, just maybe, he ain't the true monster here. It was the monster that created him.
We'll never know.
You know what I mean?
But then that goes back to who created the monster, who created him.
Another monster.
You're right.
All the way back to the devil himself. You know, but, because, and I mean, we don't really be getting into that on here, but for real, man, ain't nobody still ain't been able to tell me how the fuck Leon Cohen got into hip hop. Saying, this cat from California, man. Went to Berkeley. How the fuck you end up in,
Def Jam.
how you end up in Harlem on hip hop?
He seen how it was going. He
You
seen
know?
the money.
From where? Who called you
I don't know
fresh out of
I
college?
don't know if he's ever told his story about how he actually got into.
That's the thing, he did. He just never said who.
Okay. Because, he was right there
But
with Russell.
somebody,
He's,
he graduated college and ended up in New York fucking with hip hop.
Yeah.
How? Man, you ain't know a motherfucking thing about no rap.
Somebody gave him the game.
Somebody
Hey,
said, we need you over here to come do this. And he don't never say who that is. And people be acting like they scared to ask him. Ask him. I mean, let him say he don't want to tell if that's the case, right? But why y'all don't ask him? What's your boy name be throwing the white parties? Because that's who Puffy got the white party idea from.
Oh, good. I know
Ruben. Yeah. You throw these white parties. You the one Puffy got the white party idea from.
and we doing some questionable shit too.
You know?
That was the one was hugged up with Meek.
And I mean,
All on the back of
you know,
Was caressing that boy, man.
say, man. Say, man. Look, say, man, look, I don't be putting nothing on nobody, man. But at the same time, because don't get me wrong, I ain't one of them people like, you know, you got motherfucking Corey Holcomb who say anybody get a Netflix deal and suck dick or whatever. You know,
Yeah, I
like,
don't
come on,
believe that.
Corey, you tripping. You know what I mean? Like, come on, dog, you ain't got to
He want a
do
Netflix
all
deal.
that, right? Like, you tripping. Nah, come on, my nigga.
Yeah,
But-
don't cast such a wide net.
Right. Like, come on. Yeah, you can't.
Half people suck dick for
put that
Netflix
shit
deal,
on everybody.
absolutely.
But, right.
But don't say
and that's
everybody.
all I was finna say
Yeah.
is him saying that does not negate the fact that there are people who have probably done that for that, right? Or who did something questionable to get that opportunity that they got. I just don't think everybody be doing the questionable thing.
I agree.
That, you know.
I agree. That's me with a lot of the conspiracy theory shit about when people say, well, the person had to do this to get on. I don't think that's everybody got to do that.
Listen, I do believe that there is a level, right, at which we peak. And when I say we, I mean black people in entertainment and artistry. There is a level at which we peak. And I think when we decide in our minds that we want to go above that, there is a fence there. There is a ceiling. There's a gate. And the answer is no. And if we push at it, it costs us a little something.
And
But
so
it
you think
costs
you
us
might have to
depending
do
on
something
how hard
to
we
get,
push.
for them to open that gate, huh?
I don't think they ever open the gate.
Okay.
There's never been one of us in that position.
Okay.
Never. Probably the closest was Michael Jackson. We talking about a global icon. This nigga couldn't come outside, bro. He owned the Beatles catalog.
Motherfucker was fainting just on the look.
This guy was
Bro, you remember
attempting
that
to
shit?
purchase Sony Music Group.
You remember that shit? That motherfucker came. What was that? The Super Bowl or something? That time? One of them concerts, he stood there for about 30
That is
seconds,
correct.
and motherfucker started fainting.
That is correct.
Yes.
I mean, this dude, hey man.
Oh,
I mean, we
shit,
talking about
man.
the true magic man here, right?
Oh,
He
man.
owned the Beatles catalog
Yes.
and attempted to purchase Sony Music Group.
Yes.
They told him no, and he tried to push at it anyway. And then he touching little boys all of a sudden. I don't think that's a coincidence, man.
Man, you heard.
Was he touching little boys all along and they was letting it ride? Like I
But no, then you had one of the
know?
accusers come out later on and said he admitted to lying.
Yeah.
He said he was
Right.
coerced by his parents, right?
Absolutely.
But what the thing was, what Michael did, I heard one of his lawyers say one time, his biggest mistake was he settled with one of the kids to try to make, because
And he just wanted to be nice and give him money.
yeah, he settled, and when he settled, that's when
Fuck him up.
it started dogpiling on him.
But this is
Because a
the
lot of
thing.
times you got high-powered people that they'll settle a case because it costs
Yeah.
more to take it to court.
And not only does it cost more to take it to court, but they don't want the bad press.
Right. So what the lawyer said, Mike admitted his own admittance before he died was the biggest mistake I ever made was settling.
Bro, our United States government does this every day.
Yeah.
There is a legitimate slush fund in the United States Congress that pays victims without even talking to the congressman or senator that's been accused. Without even talking, I don't know if y'all remember this was a few years back. Powerful man in government, resigned. He left his post, didn't seek re-election because an accusation came out that he had paid a sexual harassment suit. He didn't. The office that handles that stuff paid that suit without his knowledge. It had never been discussed with him, but they didn't admit that till later. Well, now, if it come to us and it look like, man, look, we throw a couple of dollars in it because don't nobody need that on their books. Wait, so y'all don't know whether this person actually did anything wrong or not? Yeah, no, we don't go into all that.
How you do that?
They don't care. They just want it to go away.
How you do that?
You know, go be a congressman.
No,
They'll
I'm saying,
walk
how
it
you
off,
get the
no
money?
problem.
Who you got to fire?
Shit, you got to go tell them that somebody did something to you.
Okay. You need to
And if you've been in proximity to that motherfucker, say, look out, man, you
know
put
the
your
number?
motherfucking hands on me.
you know the number?
Go in that bitch and say, hey, buddy, how you doing? As soon as he shake my hand, say, you want to let my hand go? Goddamn, homie, I feel
We
disgusted.
gonna talk after the pod.
Now, I'm about to put on the tinfoil again.
Okay.
Michael Jackson. Trying to buy all this shit up.
Yeah.
He's a nigga. Now,
Correct.
we ain't finna do that. Here go a couple shit you gotta work out.
From Gary, Indiana.
Bill Cosby wanted to buy CBS.
Yeah. So the thing with Cosby, though, and this is the reason I walked the Cosby thing off, because him attempting to purchase CBS was years prior.
Yeah, that was
to
about
the
20
accusations
years.
act-
20,
to the-
about
to
20
the-
some
Yeah,
years.
it was years prior to the accusation actually
He
coming
tried.
out
They,
about
they
it.
they said it was him in a group. They made the attempt like in the early 90s, late 80s.
And they basically told him, look, it's not, CBS isn't for sale. So
Right.
it wasn't like
a thing.
it was, but to your point, there's nothing that says he didn't try to take another shot at it, right?
Angie Stone,
Right.
and recently, Tory Lanez.
Before that, though, because did you guys forget that Diddy was in an investment group with Tyler Perry trying to buy BT?
And that's when he ended up getting Revolt. Right? That's when he ended up starting Revolt,
Y'all
right?
don't remember that? No, he had Revolt already.
Okay.
Yeah, him and Tyler Perry and Magic Johnson and a couple other people had an investment group trying to buy BT.
But then
Just a few years
also
ago.
the conspiracy that
And
he
all of a sudden,
sued that liquor company.
BT said
That's
no.
what I heard.
Right?
I heard about that too.
They were in they were walking this down. BET was up for sale. This is legit. The BET was up for sale. Nobody else was really putting in bids. Tyler Perry and his investment group, which included
BT
Diddy
then went downhill.
and Magic Johnson and a couple other people. I think what's your boy name? Got all them damn television stations. Byron Allen and a couple other people,
Man, he's
right?
mega rich, ain't he? Dude?
Right? They
He's
go
behind
after.
the scene.
And then all of a sudden, BET says, we're really not interested in selling right now. Why not? Y'all was just interested last week. Y'all not interested no more? Tyler Perry said, okay, took his ball and went home. Magic Johnson, Byron Allen, all those guys said, all right, man, whatever you say. Diddy does a live video about it, talking shit. Now, them people that told you, shut your ass up. He did the same thing when the Carolina Panthers was up for sale, right? He got some people with some money together, and he went, and the Carolina Panthers said, come on, man, you and all your buddies ain't got enough money to do this. No, but we do, though. No, we cool on that. And then he does a live video and basically said they were gatekeeping him. And he does the same thing with the liquor brand, right?
Didn't he sue?
You running your mouth about big shit.
Yeah, you're a
So
problem. You're a problem.
it could.
Did he
If
sue the
we
liquor
go
company?
he tried.
Or something.
If we go put the tinfoil hats on, he got 3-4 people pissed off, right? Because, I mean, we all saw what happened to Kanye. We saw that in real time. They lynched that nigga.
Live.
They castrated him in real time, bro.
Live.
And I think Kanye is as crazy as a fucking Bessie bug. But that doesn't change the fact that they castrated that nigga in real time.
I think he crazy as fuck, but everything that comes out of his
They
mouth
got
when
it,
comes
bro.
to these white folks is true.
They got him in real time. They really did. We watched it live happen to him. That gun said he crazy, he won't take his meds, I don't want to be with him no more. That wasn't no coincidence. Right?
It's just that he don't know how to message it. Like he's so angry about it that it just comes out as a
And the problem I have with him with that
And
bullshit,
everybody catch strays.
everybody.
the other piece is, you have alienated every potential ally you ever could have had. Because when you thought you had a seat at the table, legit, you said, fuck everybody else. Y'all just not smart enough to get
Right.
here.
And then when they told him, go away, because we ain't fucking with you, now he's crying, say nobody want to have my back. You know?
Right. But you was dissing them all. They were stupid. They were ignorant. They didn't know how to play the game. And they need to do this, and they should have just done this. And then now you sitting here, and you seeing what they are truly capable of. And you want these people to side with you, and they saying, "No, nigga, that's your tree. You sitting in it." I can't be mad at him for that. Because, like, for real, this nigga pissed on everybody from that perch he was on. You know?
I mean, would you fuck with him?
No.
I'm saying,
absolutely would.
I wouldn't.
I absolutely
After
would.
you just shit on, you know what I mean? And then now you need help?
No,
Man,
walk
fuck
that
you.
off, man.
Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah, walk it off.
Yeah.
You still got a few $100 million, walk it off.
Yeah, fuck you.
You know? But remember the other week when you thought you was worth $12 billion, how you was talking to people?
Right.
Eat that. That's what Crow is. You know what I mean? And I think that's what a lot of those people are saying to him. Now, and it hurt his feelings. Because I think there's a part of him that doesn't remember doing all that shit he was doing.
You think he was having manic episodes and shit?
I think that's part of it, man.
I don't think he have episodes. I think that's an excuse.
I think something really wrong with that dude, man. I gotta blow my nose.
You want to pause it?
Yeah.
Okay, y'all, we back. We had to take a little minor recess. What's next on the agenda, Los? Can we talk about these South African refugees?
Man, look.
Is that what we call them?
I mean, that's what we have to call them. That is what they are.
Right.
It was said, right, that they are fleeing racial oppression in South Africa. Now, of course, the South African government denies that such oppression is taking place, but it wasn't about 60 of them, right? From what I've seen so far, I think it was about 60.
Man,
people,
why did I think it was more than that?
Yeah, I think it was like 60 people.
So is that just
landowners who claim that they are being threatened with death and bodily harm and stuff like that?
So,
because
yeah, that's what I want you to. Before we get down and give some opinions on it, could you give us a background on exactly what's transpiring?
so. I mean, from my understanding, basically the backdrop is that, you know, there was apartheid in South Africa for decades, right?
And explain apartheid was basically like what Jim Crow segregation was here in America, right?
Worse.
Okay.
I would say it was worse. But yes. But there's a minority ruling class of whites, former Europeans, right, who basically decided through what I guess Americans would call manifest destiny, that place belonged to them. They had the power, they had the weaponry, they had control of the government, and they basically subjugated. And Trevor Noah talked at length about this in one of his books, but they basically subjugated the Native Africans, the Bantu and other people, and it was a really bad time for a lot of people who owned land. These Afrikaners, they call themselves, decided that they needed that land. It's kind of like our government does eminent domain. They did that there. You know, it's not yours anymore. It's ours, right? And ain't shit you could do about it because Parliament said it's okay, and Parliament's all white guys, right? And so what ended up happening, and this started with Mandela being freed from prison.
Right.
When he was elected president, there was been a slow but steady increase in Native African power being taken back in government. Now that black is the ruling class, there are groups of people who've decided, hey, you know, this land that was taken from these people all these years ago needs to be returned to them. And some of this stuff, again, it's decades old, right? So, you know, you're talking 60, 70 years, some of it, 50, 60 years. So you got people there now who's saying, hey, man, I didn't do that. You know, well, your people did and you benefited from it. So this land is not yours anymore. It belongs to these people, right? And these other folks, they trying to hold on to their stuff. And the people are threatening them, basically, according to them, saying if you don't give it up, we're going to take it. And if you don't want to leave, you'll be removed by force and blah, 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 right? So they, I have to assume, right, made an impassioned plea to our president via his proxy. Have to assume, I think anybody with any kind of brains would assume that his proxy would be Elon Musk.
Elon Musk, right.
You know, they reached out to Elon and said, hey, man, we in a bind. Can y'all help? Elon said, let me talk to my guy. And the president said, yeah, sure. Not only will we help you, but you don't have to go through the regular process. We're going to forego that. And somebody said, well, wait a minute. I thought all refugee statuses were on hold. Well, not this. We're gonna do this because this is a special circumstance. What's special about it, right? What's special about it? We had Africans that were attempting to flee Ukraine when the war with Russia started, and they were being literally kicked off of trains. You can't go, right? We've had Congolese. We've had Moroccans, we've had Libyans, right? And all of these people are being told, no, we got El Salvadorans, we got Venezuelans, we got Haitians, right? We've got Mexicans, we got, and all being told no. But these Afrikaners, these white South Africans, hey, not only can you come, we're going to send a plane to come get you. And you ain't got to worry about paying that, because usually the refugees would have to get a refugee loan, and then they would have to pay that loan back, right? We ain't doing none of that. And the thing is, people are saying, I can't believe, wow, this is crazy, wow. And I get that it's happening and why. What I don't get is why people appear shocked by it. So, but that's the gist of it, right?
Okay.
And again, it ain't a million people, man. It really, it's not 1,000 people so far.
Yeah. Well, and that was
It was
what
only
it was.
like 60 people so far.
How the
to my
talks and
knowledge.
stuff was going, and you would assume that it was thousands.
Yeah, no, I don't think it was. It's like I say, the last tally I saw, I think it was 59 or 60 people
So
that
it's
came
60
over
people altogether.
so far. I don't know what the plan is, right? That's all I've read about so far.
Okay, so if say you got your grandkids, your son, you got a job, president of a company,
Word.
they need a job. You getting them on?
Absolutely.
If they want to work,
Yeah.
getting them on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Same as you.
I have.
And the thing is, I probably wouldn't have to. Somebody under me is I'm gonna put the word out. Somebody under me is going to do that on my behalf.
And that's with
So
any kind of way you can help them at your occupation. Like
absolutely.
a judge, lawyer,
Yeah.
cop,
Yeah.
process operator,
Yeah.
whatever.
And I think anybody who says they wouldn't, he may be being a little disingenuous.
What's the difference between the president of the United States of America?
I don't think there's any difference. That's why Ivanka was, in great standing last time, and her old man, and I mean, look, nepotism go on all over the place all the time, man.
All the time.
It's a lot of two names. Where I work, it is what it is, right? You got an opportunity, I mean, I got a kid. My kid don't want to do what I do. So it's not a thing, right? But
If they did, you get
I
them
would
on.
definitely try
But
to
on the
get
surface
on,
level,
yeah.
one of the biggest pushbacks I've been hearing, because on the surface level, is that, because he named all these other countries refugees were trying to come from, this was all black and brown.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
And
And the other piece is either the status is closed or it's not closed, right? I think from a quote unquote moral standpoint, if the process isn't open, it shouldn't be open to anybody. Right? Why is this circumstance so much more dire and more important to you than this other circumstance, right? These people are fleeing gang violence. These people are fleeing war. These people are fleeing racial oppression. All three of those meet the statute for refugee status. But you say no to these two and yes to these one. And it just kind of begs the question of why. But again, we know the why. They white South Africans.
Who's asking the why?
You know, just, niggas. Like we shocked, because that's how we be, Like, oh my God, I can't believe he's doing this. Like, why can't you believe it? Like, why can't you believe it? I don't understand why.
Hey man, I'm gonna tell you what I've noticed about this president. He's accomplishing or attempting to accomplish everything he said he was gonna do in the beginning, bro. Nothing should be
right.
A shock.
Right. And with respect to that, I think that there are a lot of people who told themselves whatever they need to tell themselves to set aside those things that he said he was going to try and accomplish that they disagreed with by saying, well, he's not going to be Biden, right? He's not going to do this. He's not going to do this. He's not going to do this. And they told themselves, he's not going to do that. He's not going to do that thing over there. And then now he's doing it, and they like, oh.
That's the old.
Right? But it's too late.
That's the old.
Can't unring that bell.
The cat who's a snitch in the street and somebody's still dealing with him and like, why you fucking with that dude? Well, I don't think he gonna tell on me.
Yeah. Right.
Right.
And that's really.
And then when he turns around and tells on you,
Right. There was these Latins for Trump down in Miami. He's raising all kind of hell, right? Oh, Trump's, he's awesome. He's gonna do these things, and he's gonna get these illegals out of our country, and blah blah blah, right? And then when he started revoking the visa statuses of people in their organization, they had a problem with it. Why? He told you this is what he was going to do. Why are you surprised and why are you angry? Because that's what you voted for.
This is what you voted for.
You can say it's not, but it is. There were people who told you this is what you were voting for, and you voted anyway.
Yeah. That's what a lot of people think. Yeah, And this is it's an old Thomas Jefferson quote, and I'm not going to say it. I know I'm going to chop it up. I'm not going to get it verbatim, but he was like, "The people deserve the government that they elect."
That is correct.
Right.
I absolutely agree with that. Because, at the end of the day, we walk around ill or uninformed, entitled, arrogant than a motherfucker, and greedy as all get out. What is Trump?
Everything you
ill and underinformed.
Yeah, everything you just said. Yeah.
Entitled, arrogant, and greedy as fuck. So, we attract what we are. And we don't think we that way, and neither does he. We can see him, but we can't see ourselves. But we created this monster. So, we got to rock it out.
And so, but again, like I said, the pushback I've been hearing and just on surface level, I mean, I have to agree that it does look a certain way.
It does. Here's the thing, and this is the part that I think a lot of people are failing to realize. Trump is in his second term.
He can't get reelected.
Even if he could somehow swing the idea of reelection, he's 79 years old. That dude ain't had to give a fuck in a very long time. Why would he start now?
He ain't about to start now.
This dude's 79 years old, and he been rich for 79 years.
Yeah.
Why would he give a fuck now? I wouldn't if I was him. You know what I mean? He ain't got to care, man. The other reason he doesn't have to care is because he don't even have to say nothing. He just can't help himself. There are enough people who will apologize
for him
or who will defend whatever action he takes. He ain't got to say nothing.
We'll explain for him.
Right. They going to tell you what he meant. It's crazy, but
after he get up there and tell you out of his mouth, looking
right.
at the camera,
they gonna say that's not what he meant. What he meant was this.
Yeah.
If it sound bad, they gonna say that's not what he meant. Y'all taking it wrong.
Yeah.
This is what he actually meant to say, and it's like, how you know that? but they gonna do it because some of them have to
They got to.
make what they did okay. Because they campaigned for, pushed for, and voted for this. They got to be able to sleep at night.
Was
Shit.
totally against him, but seeing that he could possibly win, let me get on this train.
Got on the train.
He might be setting himself up for his presidential run, huh?
Oh, I would absolutely be doing that if I was
He's
him.
nowhere. To me,
I don't think he's ready. Here's the problem, though. Here's the problem. The Democratic Party has not put forth what I believe to be a viable candidate.
They have nobody, bro. And matter of fact,
Like, seriously, who you going to run?
the way
Hakeem Jeffries?
politics are going right now, that whole party needs overhaul.
Overhaul.
And they hadn't done it yet, bro. That party needs overhaul because the way what we talk about outside, pendulum swinging, you got to go meet that shit head
Right,
on.
what we finna end up being.
Right, you got to go meet that shit head
don't
on.
know,
And
you
so
know,
that
'cause
party
people
needs
don't
overhaul.
remember.
Because the
Normally,
old way ain't working. And
you
it's
get
so
a switch.
obvious. It's so obvious.
Normally, at least you get a switch, right?
Yeah.
But the Democratic Party was in such disarray in the late 70s that we elected Reagan twice and then Bush once.
Mm-hmm. You had a 12-year run.
In my opinion, like seriously, bro, we're gonna run Hakeem Jeffries. It's Cory Booker warmed over. And I like him. But he sounds the same. He comes across the same. He's not selling it, right? So, and at the end of the day, there are some people who gonna say, okay, what's your policy platform?
Dude,
And all we got is Trump's bad. All they got is we don't like Trump, right?
They gonna damn near have to get borderline radical.
But what are you gonna do?
The overhaul that it needs to be. I'm talking about
Got
just
some work to do, man, and they ain't done it.
policy. Number one, get away from identity politics.
Man,
You got to get away from that. Don't have that as one of your leads on your platform.
and
You
at
know?
some point, you're going to have to, if you are the Democratic Party, you are going to have to stop catering to these very small special interest groups.
Yeah.
Because they are not garnering the votes that you need.
apparently,
They are not garnering the
And
votes
that's
that you need.
especially that's part of the identity politics, bro.
Yeah.
You know, you got to get away from that. You got to start.
Like, seriously, bro.
Hey, bro, Trump threw out some ideas. Okay, we're gonna stop taxing overtime.
Ate that up. Whether he can actually do it or not. The fact that he's considering it.
No income tax on people making less than $150 a year. Say, bro, and this is just the honest to God truth because we in the field every day. We working men, right? I don't give a fuck what party you voted for. That sounds like a great idea to a 9-to-5.
It does. It absolutely does.
if to the point to where if he could actually do that, they would give the president power to do that, and he campaigned that, I would have voted for it right then and there.
I feel you. Because this is what the honest to God truth is. I remember this lady said this shit some years ago, bro, and I truly believe that. Number one, she said those voting booths are private, right? People can talk all that shit they want, but you don't know who they really voting for, right? Number two, she said people vote their pocketbooks.
For real.
And so here's the
It's gonna
thing.
benefit them.
Yeah, man.
Here's the thing.
That's
with
how you're
this.
supposed to vote.
My vote,
No.
you vote.
No,
You vote this for sale.
I don't think that's how you're supposed to vote,
That's
right? So
But that's what happened.
that's what happens, but I don't
With
think
both of his,
that is what should happen. I think that is what happens, right? There are theories at play, right? One of the things that I take a look at is what will benefit the most. Not me the most of us.
That's great in theory, but that ain't what
It's
happens.
one of the things that I look at.
Right. That's great
Because
in
I
theory.
believe if we all get better, I get better, right? Me getting better doesn't benefit everybody else. Me having some more money don't make the world a better place, right? So I think there's,
but you just said
I know, we
America is
arrogant, we
greedy.
entitled, We greedy than a motherfucker.
And you know how
And yeah,
how politicians look at numbers based off of middle class, upper class, lower class. Which ones has the most voting? Who can I?
they got voting blocks
swindle?
that they look at.
You
I
know
agree.
what I'm saying? So if it's the middle class that has, if I can get all the middle class, then I can win. So how you get the middle class? You go and attack the problems that they have. Hey, I'm gonna drop interest rates on homes.
And see, and what he did that the Democratic Party just totally ignored, he went, those people, middle America, the people who we were talking about, you know, those steel industries went away. He went and spoke to those people, bro. Whether he could deliver, whether he could deliver on them promises
but he did
or
go
not.
speak to him.
He went and spoke to him. That what they call quote unquote flyover country that nobody really. He went and spoke to them.
Nebraska places like he lied his ass off, but he did go.
He went and spoke to him, and what that does is that makes a person feel needed, feel wanted, feel heard, right?
Seen and heard.
I know a cat, and we both know this cat. He could tell you the story. He voted for Bush Jr. the first term because he ran into him at a Texas Rangers game, and they had a conversation.
And I mean, here's the thing.
You get what I'm saying, bro?
There's a part of me that really gets that.
Dude engaged with the man one-on-one, bro.
What you think they be doing when they watch him on Fox or CNN?
This the problem I have with that, though. That is the reason we are doomed. That's the reason, bro. And don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that because I think I can turn that ship. I'm just saying it because I think it's the truth. That's the reason we doomed as a fucking society. Because that's where we done got to.
Yeah.
You know?
It's no longer what it's a popularity contest to me.
True
For the most part, yeah. And the other piece is
let's not get it twisted.
everybody is just thinking about
Kamala ain't win
themselves.
because she's a female. And they ain't finna, I don't care. It's just some people just not ready to have a woman running.
I think it's a lot of people not ready. Way more people than are willing to admit.
Yeah.
Here's the fucked up part.
Yeah, 'cause I don't-
way more women
because
aren't ready.
In my eyes, and
Way
historically,
more women.
historically, you can look at
Than are willing to
America.
admit.
Again, I've said this before. The only ism in America that beats racism is sexism. Because didn't black men get the right to vote before women did?
Well, yeah. Hey, man, I don't know that there's a good argument to be made against that. I really don't.
So,
Because I could see it,
when Hillary
man.
ran against him,
You know?
Hillary was
I mean, her qualifications.
Bro, they literally beat this woman up about her husband's affair.
Right.
Like that was
Because,
somehow
and that was
her
my
fault.
thing about this last, because it was because Kamala was black. Well, no, Hillary was a white. Hillary was white, right? It was the fact that she was a woman, right? Right. I honestly think if you take Hillary's background and her qualifications and you put that into a man, Trump wouldn't have won his first term.
Wouldn't have won.
No. That's what I think. I could be
feel
wrong.
the same way. Here's the thing about Kamala.
I
Yeah,
agree.
Kamala.
I agree with
feel
both
the
of
same
those
way.
statements.
If you take the woman aspect out of it,
I mean, she was a vice president, bro.
you know why? You just said it the first time. Democrats was playing that fucking special. He only did that. Oh, she's black and she's a woman. Let me put it as a vice president. He only did that.
It's a good look, huh?
What the fuck did she do as vice
She
president?
polled abysmally when she ran for president.
She didn't run a good campaign.
Not
She
the
didn't.
this actual before that, right? She was in the race before that. Before Biden chose her as his vice president, she had her hat in the ring. She was in last place in California.
Wow. The most liberal state in the union.
her state.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Her state.
She
when
was
she
a
was
senator there.
Senator. Was she the AG there?
An
too?
attorney general.
Yeah.
And a district attorney in San Francisco. And she wasn't winning in California. So this is not, in her case, I don't think it was just about her being a woman. I think it was also about her being a woman and not being committed to a lot of stuff that she originally seemed committed to. Because she would claim a commitment to a thing, and then when she got pushback on it, she would move that goalpost. She would change that stance, right? Whereas when you look at, say, most black women, good, bad, or indifferent, you challenge them and they gonna double down and they gonna stand on it. And I think she did not garner their attention because she wouldn't do the double down thing. And I think, honestly, it just, most people who aren't black, who know black people, they see black women like Jasmine Crockett versus like Kamala Harris. She was way too measured.
Too passive.
Too passive. Too tone deaf. Right? And too inattentive because she ignored a lot of people, a large patch of American voters to focus on some. But she didn't have time to do much else when she was trying to actually win here a minute ago.
She had even been the candidate. Didn't they just place her in when some shit jumped around?
No, I don't think some shit jumped around. Here's what I think. There's something to be said for that because a lot of people feel like when Biden decided that he wasn't going to run, they should have ran a primary. Right? There was no requirement for them to do that.
Okay.
Because he continued his term.
Right. He just said he wasn't rerunning.
Right. If he had ceded the office in the middle and she became president in the interim,
they had to run a primary.
They would have had to do a primary, right? But because he continued, there was nothing that said he wasn't going to change his mind, right? When he said, I'm not going to run. But I think a lot of people felt like,
yeah, they did.
Hey, man, y'all supposed to
see, and that's the same
do a
shit
primary.
again.
Y'all supposed to let some people throw their hat in the ring and let us decide.
Overhaul of the Democratic Party, because it's the same way they hijacked Bernie.
Fuck Bernie.
But didn't they hijack
Bernie? You hearing it from me? No, they didn't hijack Bernie because Bernie has never been a fucking Democrat.
Oh, so he hijacked the
and
party.
that's you goddamn right.
Okay.
And that's the part that a bunch of black people and a bunch of people don't get. Bernie Sanders has never, a day in his fucking life, registered as a Democrat.
What was he?
He's been in the middle. He's been independent.
Independent?
The whole fucking
So he
way.
tried to hijack the party.
He has, quote unquote, aligned himself with the Democratic Party a lot in his career, but he has never been a Democrat. He tried to hijack the goddamn party. And when they said no, right, and they threw a monkey wrench in his shit, oh, they fucked over Bernie. If Bernie really believed in what Bernie was fucking talking about, then Bernie would have ran as an independent. Because that's what Bernie is, and that's what Bernie has always been.
Like, you remember who was that? Ross Perot.
Yeah.
Back in the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s.
And it's just one of them things, right? And that's why I say fuck Bernie. Because Bernie done had 1,000 opportunities to tell the truth about that shit. He know that misinformation been floating around for 8 goddamn years, and he ain't saying that. You know you ain't no fucking Democrat, man, so the Democrats didn't fuck over you. You tried to hijack the party. You tried to hijack the nomination. They got together behind the scenes and said, fuck this dude, which is what they were supposed to do. That's what they were supposed to do, man. You try to strong arm them people with grassroots shit, right? Because you had them youngsters who don't know no better. Because they didn't look back at your record and see that since the fucking 70s, you've been independent. So
was
you
he
sold him
a
a
Democratic
dream.
Socialist? What he
Sold him a
lean
dream.
towards?
That's what he called himself.
Yeah.
But if you look at him all the way through, every time he's been elected, right? Bernie Sanders is independent, man.
Mm-hmm. Vermont, right?
So stick with that. Do your thing.
Mm-hmm.
Stick with that though. Stand on that shit. You know what I mean?
Well, because he know he had no chance.
Come on, man.
So he tried to hijack the party.
I've been team light skinned forever. I go get a tan and all of a sudden I'm gonna try to come over here and I'm gonna fuck with the brown skinned cats. And then I'm upset when they say go back over there with your light skinned brethren.
And I'm dark as hell.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
You know, just using that alliteration, folks. Don't,
Oh, he's a colorist.
don't y'all start that bullshit.
He's a colorist,
You know?
man.
But yeah, I mean, I like, as a for instance, just speaking generally, right? If you go ask most people who claim to be liberal, right? Most people who claim to be liberal, and you say, hey, man, you know, what do you think about the Second Amendment? What do you mean, what do I think about it? I mean, do you think that American citizens should have the right to bear arms? Yeah. So what's the argument? Well, I think we need to do something about these school shootings. Great. But how does that get conflated with the Second Amendment argument? It shouldn't, right? But nobody has even offered up a talking point towards other means. And it's crazy, but the fringes in the Democratic Party have been the loudest voices. And that's why they've been losing. Because most of them people in the middle, they don't believe none of that stuff on the air.
And
Listen, bro, I don't think anybody should be getting an abortion in the third trimester if their life not in danger.
Right.
And people act like nobody said that. Yes, and the fuck they did, man.
Yeah.
You didn't want to hear it, but they did say it, right? When people start talking about who Margaret Sanger was and why Planned Parenthood is in the hood and why they think it's a bad thing, everybody act like they just stupid. They not. They got a point. Offset that point with the facts of what Planned Parenthood also does. And you might be able to get some people some understanding, right? But they don't do that. Instead, they just start calling people
'Cause
names.
I know for a fact.
And
When
saying you're trying to control women's bodies.
when
and
I
all
lived
that
up in
stuff.
Pennsylvania,
Come on,
I mean,
man.
that was young girls going to get they checkups, the pap smears and all this other kind of shit. Just all kind of female problems, bro. Planned Parenthood. You get what I mean? Like it wasn't, you wasn't just going there to do the scoop.
Yeah, they do a hell of a lot more than
Right.
that, right?
Right.
But
Birth
the
control.
fact that nobody
all
wanted
kind
to
of shit,
actually
man.
have
Yeah.
the discussion.
Right. And I saw that with my own eyes.
Instead, they just want to start chanting "My body, my choice," and that's cool. But that's not really an argument, is it? It's just a chant. So a lot of people who aren't actually in that predicament, they don't hear you. I mean, they see you saying something, but they're not really educators. And that's what wasn't happening. And I think the potential's still there, right? But I still don't see nobody doing it. Because a lot of people don't know that abortion ain't but 6% of what Planned Parenthood does. 6%, man.
Like that's a small group of people.
Very small.
You know what I mean?
Very small.
And
Very small.
like that's not gonna change nothing.
And I
If
guess,
if they was to okay, yeah, we finna bring back abortions or whatever. If the Democrats are basing a runoff of that, that's not gonna change.
hey, bro, even if they take abortions out of Planned Parenthood, there's still a need for that Planned Parenthood
Bro,
building.
let me tell y'all
You get what I'm
something.
saying, bro?
And I'm telling you, people, y'all need to hear this. Currently, right? The internet identifies 71 genders.
Damn. Can't count that high.
It just does. It identifies 71 genders, man.
Nigga, and that was one of his talking points on his campaign. He was going to eliminate it to back to 2, huh?
Like, what do you expect people? How do you expect people to vote
Right. And look, I get it. Right? I get it. I really do. But I think people need to understand that the majority of people don't get it. And you trying to make them get it isn't really a way to get them to vote for you.
I think
Explain it to them. Educate them.
Yeah, I'm finna say, because the way you trying to force them to get it
It's by just yelling at us that we don't know shit. We
you don't-
stupid because
you
we don't
should
get it.
understand that, oh, you insensitive, oh, you a racist, oh, you a bigot.
Right. Explain it to
Give me some.
Educate me
yeah.
on it, right?
Yeah. So no, man. Run this to me. Run this to me. Let me know. Right?
Right. Like educate.
Because and
that
this is
wasn't happening.
not a diss, because I fall in line with this. But I said earlier, man, majority of the population, we were C and D students in school, bro.
That's legit.
Right? So
Like for real, I don't know
explain
what the
it
fuck
to
you
me,
talking
man.
about. Like that's really what's going on,
Yeah.
right? I don't know what the fuck you talking about.
It just sounds like to a
so
person who
help me.
Hey, look here, man.
they don't have explanation.
JK,
Like, you angry with me for not understanding.
to a motherfucker who worried about how he gonna pay his rent next month, I don't give a fuck what you identify as.
I would like to be respectful to you,
Right?
but I need an explanation.
And that's
And if I don't have the explanation, I can only revert back to what
and
I
I'm not
know,
even
right?
saying that was my personal opinion, but
But-
I feel like that's the majority of the vote,
It
makes up
is.
the vote population. I don't, man. Look here, bro.
Most definitely is.
I got kids who are stomachs touching their back right now, right? And you trying to force your way in. I don't give a fuck about this restroom you want to go into.
I think they let these special type of people and these special groups and all these unnecessary shit hijack the Democratic Party. And now,
I agree with that.
And that's the bad part, is because I'm not trying to be callous to their needs. I'm not.
No,
I'm not trying to
at
be
all.
callous to their needs.
Not at all. However,
I don't.
your
I think
needs
most of
can't
America was
supersede
focused on
mine
something more.
Either, though.
Had yeah, I think most of
Insofar as we gonna talk about it, your needs can't supersede mine.
right.
Right? Your right to your conviction stop at my motherfucking
The
nose.
LGBTQ
Just like mine
SRP
does
has
yours,
more
right?
rights than African Americans, and I said it.
That is true.
I said that.
That's true.
I said that.
That is true.
That's true.
And it has been shown over and over and over
true.
again over the course of the last 12 years. Absolutely.
Like how you want me to vote?
Absolutely.
They have
And
more
it's-
rights than African Americans.
Unfortunate, because what we have too is we have African American people who are also part of the LGBTQ plus IA community who caught in the middle.
Right.
Because in their mind, and I think we talked about this briefly before, but in their mind, they don't know which way to go. And all I'm saying is they can see the one thing, they can't see the other. You got to tell them this. This other thing, you ain't got to tell them. So at some point, you got to ask yourself, which one of them really going to cost you more?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that conversation's being had internally with a lot of people.
And that's the conversations that need
I don't think that
to be
conversation's
had.
being
Like I
had
say,
internally with a lot of
you need some explanation, some.
If you want help, right? If you don't want nobody's help, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want help, you're going to have to offer explanation.
But they can't.
You know, you're going to have to, man.
If you look at it, they all revert to
I don't think they have explanations.
because they all revert to the protesters.
'Cause it's like, look, bro,
who the loudest? And
I want the goddamn dough jams to be up another 6 inches because I'd be scared I'm going to bump my head.
right.
But if I can't just go tell people, y'all need to raise these dough jams up, everybody going to say, what for?
Yeah,
What
we
is
have-
you talking about?
Like I say, and
Then they just go to
Everybody in the room 5'8", I'm the only one 6'4".
Right.
What they need to do that for? They don't need to do it. They may choose to do it if I can explain to them why.
Right.
I would like it to be done.
Instead of holding a sign saying I'm 6'4" and screaming in people's face.
Right.
I mean,
And like I said, because
and I know that ain't
explanations
everybody's
have yet to
approach,
been
right?
given, man.
But them fringes, that's the approach, and they get the pushback that they get.
Well, because the squeaky wheel gets the oil. You get what I'm saying?
Right. The loudest in the room.
Which is unfortunate because it isn't working, right? It really isn't. Because we could have took, and I say we because I consider myself a liberal, even though I do not align with some of what a lot of people say are liberal politics, right? Because I'm for the Second Amendment.
You're I can say, man, you're Southern liberal.
And I say this all the time. I do not like the idea of abortion, but I don't have that conversation with women because I will never be in that predicament, right? So I try to stay out of that. I think that there are far too many illegal immigrants and the pathway to citizenship is too difficult. I think there needs to be some adjustments made to that, and I think the border needs to be more secure. Right? None of those are liberal talking points.
None. Transgender should be.
So I understand what they say. I do not believe that biological males should be competing in sports against biological females. I think there is a disadvantage there. You know, I believe there is a disadvantage there. So, but I cannot align myself with a party that is also aligned with white supremacists, with white nationalists,
So what do you do?
with a guy like Richard Spencer or Jared Taylor who says we want to slowly eradicate
And I'm just going to tell you this because
the black and brown population by inviting them to leave.
What do you do?
Because this is the thing about the black community, whether we admit it or not.
know.
That's a very conservative community. Whether we're, you just talk morally and shit. And I don't think the Republican Party or the Conservative Party understands that. All it would take was them denouncing those white nationalist groups, and you would have about 90% of the black vote, man.
I said that Trump.
The reason they can't, and this is the, I'm sorry, but I got to say this, and I know some of my white friends not going to like it, but the truth is every fucking one of y'all are wrong. The reason they don't do that is because it's more of them than it is of us. Now, there are 350 or so million people in the United States of America. 50 million of them are African American. Mm-hmm. That would mean.
Wait.
Yeah, no, it's small population, man. 13%,
Roughly.
give or take. Yeah.
If it's 360, 350, 360 million people in America, about 50 million are African American, right? Only about 22 million of them are voting eligible. You know what that means? There are at least 60 million racists that you motherfuckers are aware of. That's why you can't denounce them. Because if you don't get their vote and you get ours, you still lose. Because it's more of them than it is of us. Now, regular average Joe working man, white guy doesn't know that.
No.
Those political powers, though, they absolutely do.
And that's why Trump couldn't say go against the Proud Boys last time or
That's why you've never seen one. You've never seen one ever.
And when them people was asking him about the folks in Charlottesville, and he said, well, there were fine folks on both sides. He had to. Because at the end of the day, that's what the shit is about. It's about getting enough votes to win, right? So, but when we talking about the enough votes to win, people were all fired up. And Donald Trump is going to make America great again by imposing tariffs on all these other countries. Because I don't think people understood what tariffs actually were. I think they thought he was just going to be charging these other countries a bunch of money. And they was just going to have to cut him a check or something. I really think that's what a lot of people believed tariffs were. I don't think that they understood that it was a tax on the imported goods. but that American businesses were importing them, right? I don't think people understood that there are American businesses
Motherfuckers act
importing
like-
Well,
these
see, we
goods.
don't make we're not an economy that makes anything
Motherfuckers
anymore.
act like they never grabbed something, anything, and never seen made in China. Or they act like
I think they did.
But they didn't care.
I think they got that, and they thought,
like,
okay,
man.
so now China's going to have to pay more
Yeah.
because they didn't really realize how that works, right? And the people who were trying to explain it were drowned out by the people saying Trump's going to make it. He's going to make it. Everybody's going to bow down, and it's like even now there's still people making that argument.
Now that Trump is trying to explain the tariffs and how it can bring,
That the end goal is
don't
what
get
he's
that
after,
part.
But
right?
they don't understand. They don't
that
understand
part.
the immediate effects of that shit.
No.
they don't get that part.
And
I
because
think they thought that
it was
when
going to be
he
immediate.
said we were going to garner enough money from these tariffs that we could pay down some of the national debt, I think they thought that was going to happen immediately. I think they really thought he was just going to be getting checks for hundreds of millions of dollars every day, and he was just going to be able to go hand China this money to pay down because a bunch of our debt is owed to China.
Yeah, they own a couple $1 trillion.
Right?
Of
They
our
own a
debt.
lot of our debt,
Yeah.
right? So I think a lot of people really believe that. And there were several economists and other people who were trying to say, hey guys, time out for a second. This is how this actually works. But they seemed too reasonable. They weren't yelling enough. You know what I mean? They weren't loud enough.
Yeah, bro, because
Man,
And especially when they first kicked off, and a lot of people 401ks drastically dipped.
Yeah.
They panicked.
bro, it's like I say, as an American,
understandably so.
we don't
'Cause
manufacture or
They
make nothing.
know
much.
they gotta rely on it. We don't.
'Cause
We haven't in a while, bro.
I might be that last. We might be that last generation. I remember as a kid, my grandfather looking at shit in the store and seeing if it was made in the USA or not, and that determines whether he was going to purchase it. Or not. Right? That doesn't happen anymore, bro.
No, it does not. It does not.
But I
'Cause
remember
again,
that specifically, man.
Like right now, bro, you look at TV, and I said this earlier. You got my truck, right? You got Ford making commercials that said more vehicles assembled in the U.S. than any other vehicle on the roads. They didn't say more vehicles made. They said assembled.
Yeah, because all the parts come from overseas.
It's because the parts come from elsewhere. Almost all of the parts for my truck come from Mexico, man.
Mm-hmm.
The truck's assembled here, but the parts come from Mexico. And it's like
I mean,
the end goal of the tariff situation is to bring that kind of stuff back, right?
Bruh.
But that's a years-long process.
If you ever talk to an old head
You
who worked
know?
in a refinery, right? Everything used to be built on site, right? Now when a unit getting taken out, everything is coming in prefabbed already.
Even, bro, when they
You know
were
what I mean?
originally doing the expansion at Motiva, they were building, they were bringing in, and they were erecting. And then they stopped. And they were on hold for about 4 months, 5 months or so. And then they started bringing the units in modules on ships.
Yeah, prefab. All you do is just put it together like
They
a
were
like a
putting them
jigsaw
together
puzzle.
in Singapore and places like that where the fabrication was a lot cheaper. And they ship it over, and then they heavy haul it down Houston Avenue on them goddamn 100-wheel haulers or whatever they got, right? They get it in the plant, and then they toke it together. And the cost, man, associated that was drastically less than the cost of building it on site.
So what?
Can't be mad at a company for cutting costs. They in the business of making money. They profit driven, right? You know,
As a matter of fact, if you're a publicly traded company, you have a duty to
have
your
an obligation
shareholders to make them as
drive
much
profit, right?
as possible.
So, and don't get me wrong, there's a moral obligation and an ethical obligation, in my opinion, that all of these companies have too, because they're doing business here. But if we ain't gonna hold them to it, the fucking point of it is, and we don't hold them to it. You know?
haven't, and I don't think we will.
We don't hold them to it.
Yeah.
Because can't nobody explain to me how TVs then got cheaper.
Oh, bruh.
Can't nobody explain that to me.
I'm thinking about,
I mean, you know what I mean?
JK, back in 08. That's 07, 08. I bought a 42-inch flat screen, right?
07, I bought one.
The price I paid for that right now, I could probably buy a 70 or 80-inch TV.
85. And
But what
I
I
know
paid for
that
that 42
definitively because I wanted to get one. Yeah. And then I thought there's nothing wrong with the TV that I have.
Right.
It's some stupid, greedy shit you're doing. It makes no sense. Yeah. So I didn't do it, right?
75 inch right now, $300.
Right.
Bro,
right.
I bought a 42
I
in
paid 3
07.
times that for a 42 inch.
When I bought my house, I bought a 42-inch plasma for $800 from Best Buy.
And that's what it was called.
You know? Yeah.
It's called plasma.
Yeah. They had plasma or LCD.
Mine was LCD.
Back then. I bought a plasma. LCDs was a little more expensive.
Yeah.
So I bought the plasma, boy, for $800 from Best Buy. It was on sale.
Yeah. I bought mine for I paid maybe $100 more. And you know, that's not to say I saved for a long time to buy that TV. You know what I mean? And go the fuck on.
This what we doing now? We just gonna get on this motherfucking line like a motherfucker. Now, you understand? Say, man, hey, man. Look, y'all knew this shit was coming. Don't act like y'all don't know. That at some point,
I saved for a long goddamn time.
He gonna start that bullshit.
And I sat there and I watched my movies. And the 2 categories I'm into. Gangster movies and porn.
Gangster movies and porn.
That's what
I understand. Yeah.
That's what I'm a big supporter of.
And I mean, look.
Right.
I got no problem indulging in some ignorant shit myself from time to time, right? Yeah. You know, I will contribute.
Yeah.
But it's one of them deals. I think that there are some good ideas out there, but the people who got them, they don't talk that loud.
Aren't being heard, man.
They don't talk that
Aren't
loud.
being heard. And then the thing is sometimes we've gotten so used to the status quo that a new good idea sounds too fucking radical for us sometime before, because motherfuckers want a lot of people want the status quo, bro. They've gotten so used to that shit, man. That's all you know. When that's all you know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So this new idea that may be brilliant and may be actually more beneficial to us, it sounds foreign, and it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah. Hell no, I can't support that. You know?
And it's crazy because once it get going, it's like, why didn't we do this a long time ago? Right? It's because you fought against the shit, man.
Right.
You know? I was reading an article about self-driving cars the other day.
Trump was against the status quo.
Well, when you say against the status quo.
But he was.
He campaigned on a lot.
Was he though?
His campaign was based on it.
He went against a lot of stuff.
All of it, against everything.
That's the thing.
Will he deliver?
This is not about delivery though, because this is what he did the last time. I don't know if y'all remember this, but he said all that shit, right? Mm-hmm. And then he got elected, and he said, "Yeah, no, I'm not interested in doing that. Yeah, no, I'm not going to do that. Yeah, I'm not going to do this. No, I'm not going to do that." Because this, and again, people think because this guy's president of the United States, he know a whole bunch of shit. That's not true.
No, that's why you have a cabinet. That's why you got people around. It's impossible for you to be.
Look at that cabinet he chose and tell me that he's outside of the status quo.
No, because he picked a bunch of career politicians and shit, like talking about it.
Not only did he pick a bunch of career politicians, he picked a bunch of career politician, middle-aged white men. Mm-hmm. That is the status quo.
That's the status quo. Okay.
All the rest of that shit is smoke and mirrors, man.
Well,
Trump is the status quo, bro.
Yeah, no. But that's what we said. He campaigned on against it. What he's actually doing.
That's what I'm saying. He is who he is, right?
Right.
He is the status quo.
The status quo for America is,
old rich white men.
That's him. That's who actually built. That's who actually founded the country.
This is what you do.
Right.
You know?
That's who actually found it. Some aristocratic.
And if you don't like it, fuck
yeah,
you. We'll starve
old
you out.
men.
We'll come over there. We'll kill you with whatever we got to do, right? But this is what we do over here. And it's...
Yeah.
There were people 6 months in advance of this last election that had an opportunity to read Project 2025. It was online, and then they took it down, right? But it was out there. But Trump said, I ain't never heard of that. I don't know what they're talking about. And people believed him. Except he had heard of it. He was at the Heritage Foundation's dinner, and they spoke to it. Stephen Miller's one of his closest advisors, one of the architects of this thing, right? People believed him when he said he didn't know nothing about it.
But how many conservatives are actually supporting, are actually for Project 2025? Though? That's the thing.
Most of them.
Right.
When they actually start, here's the thing, some of that shit wasn't bad. Some of it was really fucked up. And that is our problem. That is our problem. That's the problem with liberals, though, for real. Because the conservatives, people thought, right? I don't know if y'all remember this shit, not long after the election. Elon and Vivek Ramaswamy and them, they was talking about
Ramaswamy, yeah.
importing tech workers and shit and why they needed to do that.
They
and
said we wasn't smart
Ramaswamy
enough, right?
basically said that Americans were lazy and unintelligent, right? And people, oh, look at them. Them Republicans, they eating each other from the inside. It's not true. Them people gonna have a spat. And then they gonna vote together against your ass tomorrow.
Right. Bruh.
The problem we have.
They stick together.
This is the problem with us.
No, we split.
And when I say
we
us,
was splinter like
I ain't
a
even
motherfucker.
talking about liberals. I'm talking about niggas.
We splinter.
Because we can't get together. We can't. We can't. Hey, man, look, this is no bullshit. And I'm going to shout her out without saying her name because I cannot pronounce the name that she goes by on Facebook now, and I don't want to butcher it. She's going to know who she is when I say what I'm finna say. If she wants to give me permission to use her government name, I will, but I don't know that she's okay with that anymore. But she made a post, and all she said was, we need to pay attention, right? If you are a Christian, you should ask yourself why books and scriptures in the Bible have been removed at various points in history and by who. And she pointed to a very obvious, it's not a misprint. It is very obvious. If you go in the New Testament of the King James Version of the Holy Bible, there is a scripture in Matthew 27:21, right? That speaks to how to cast out demons. It basically says these can only be removed through prayer and fasting. You go into the New International Version of the Bible and that scripture is removed. It doesn't say 20, 21 with something else there and then 22. It just goes from 20 to 22.
Oh, wow.
Just like that. Yeah. I'm going to leave y'all to ponder that.
All right,
And
well,
we
you
gon-
know, we're going to go ahead and
know.
wrap it up, man. Once again, man, I want to thank everybody who tuned in, man. In case y'all didn't know, man, we were broadcasting live from the new Triple Beam Studios, man.
Ah, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, man, I want to thank everybody who tuned in and listened. Los, you got any shout-outs?
Shit, you already know. Beehive Catering in the building.
Okay.
Rum T, man,
Rum.
do your thing.
What's
you know
up,
what I'm
Rum?
talking about? You know, look here, man. To all them graduates out there, go after that thing you dreamed about. You can have it. You can have it, man. Go after that thing you dreamed about. Be surprised how close it is. So,
Yeah.
yes, sir. Congratulations.
Yeah, don't be afraid to dream. Don't be afraid to dream. JK, you got any shout outs?
I want to say that if you're taking chances, and that could be whatever you're doing, see the value. What's the value of your time compared to what you're taking a chance for?
Man, for real.
Mm.
And then let's rethink that. Is it worth taking that chance?
So look here. Is being in this, I had somebody tell me one day and it made me really reevaluate. And it was like being a street player, right? Are you willing to go do 30 years for something you ain't do? If you want to be a street player and stick to this code. And it made me take a step back and
Yeah, long and shorts, absolutely not.
Right. Right.
That's
Slow
the
money
case.
still good money. Kids, slow money still good
Yeah,
money.
but like I said, yeah, don't be.
I promise you it is.
Yeah, you looking at three black successful men. Slow money still good money.
I'm trying. I am trying, man. I am trying. Man, I want
And
to.
on before everybody, you get into that bullshit.
trying.
Anyway,
I'm trying. I want to give a shout out again to all the graduates. Like Lo said earlier, man, don't be afraid to dream, man. Those dreams, those goals are obtainable, man. Just it takes some hard work and some effort, right?
goddamn right. But enjoy yourself.
enjoy
man.
yourself in
It's
the
later
meantime.
than you think, baby.
Right, man.
Shit.
Enjoy yourself. I want to give a shout out to the homies here who's sitting here with me, man. Y'all making this shit possible. I want to give a shout out to all the original Triple Beamers nationwide, Newcastle, Pennsylvania, the homies in the Yo, the homies on lock, the homies who are free, man. Give a shout out to all the Triple Beamers, man. I want y'all to know, all our fans out there, be on the lookout for Jerk Paradise. It's coming soon.
Oh man.
Coming soon. Jerk Paradise. Be on the lookout for that. So, man, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up, man. Again, I want to thank everyone who tuned in, who's going to tune in the future. Like, subscribe, and share. Triple Beam Radio on IG. The number 3 Beam Radio is 3 Beam Radio on TikTok. So, man, like, subscribe, share, and follow, man. Let's make this thing happen, y'all. And we out.